Sports Network.
All right, 6:02 in the Rose City. Time for Dirt and Sprague on Portland Sports Leader, 105.1 The Fan. Indeed, The Fan Sports Network. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday, everybody. How we doing?
What is happening?
Nice little Thursday morning.
We're feeling delightful today.
We are,
ready to attack the day.
Unfortunately.
Uh-oh, what happened? What's going on? Uh-oh.
We've had to audible early in the show.
Hot route! Hot route!
Had a bit of an Omaha.
Go stand over there. Go stand on the other side.
Hate to say this, but there will be... There'll be no Josh Pate today.
Oh, ouch.
Currently on television as we speak.
He is, yeah. He's got his black tee on Get Up this morning. They flew him all the way up to Bristol. He's at, or New York?
New York.
Yeah.
That one's in New York.
He's at New York
the
this morning.
seaport or wherever they're at.
I thought they were getting rid of that studio. Somebody
No,
said
they
were...
redid it because that's where the show on Sportsmanlike before us, they broadcast in New York.
I could have swore a report came out that they were abandoning that because it costs too much money, and now they're doubling down.
I feel like I remember reading that same
remember
report.
that?
I feel like I remember that. It was almost like a Pac-12
it was a
headquarters
weird,
thing. Like,
weird
why
deal.
are we spending this
Why
much
are we
on
in
rent?
downtown San Francisco with the most expensive
We could do a
rents
show from anywhere with a fake backdrop.
Yeah, we could go to
and
Vegas or somewhere where there's plenty of land and office space.
This is costing us a lot of
Downtown
money.
Portland. Downtown Portland's got plenty of office space.
We got some retail space open. You need some commercial officing? We'll house you, Pac-12. Come on down. ESPN, you want to build a studio here? We got you.
I don't think a lot of businesses are happy with Portland.
No, I don't think they are either. No, I think it's not a great relationship.
Columbia
there right
CEO
now.
coming out and be like, hey, man, this sucks.
Yeah, this ain't very good, man. We kind of went out of here.
Yeah, it says here, it says that they are leaving. They're going to their ESPN 7 Hudson Square space in Manhattan.
Oh, okay. So is that new or different?
I think it's new.
New. Got it.
I don't know.
All right.
It's very confusing. Anyways, no Josh Pate today. He is on television at ESPN.
That's a bummer. I should have picked up on that because he mentioned something on the show the other night that he was flying up. Because he usually does the hits from his house. He's via Zoom.
I got a text
now he's in
at
person.
2:06 this morning.
Probably when the jet
That's
landed.
5:06 where he's at.
That's right.
Okay.
4:06. Nashville is Central Time.
He's East Coast. He's in New York.
Right now, depending on when he got to New York.
Well, depending on when he got there.
Maybe that's
He
right
didn't
when he
get
landed.
to New York at 5:06 a.m.
I don't know when he's taking PJs. I don't know what his life looks like right now.
Well, I think that's what I told Swag was how crazy his life has been probably the last calendar year of his show exploding the last 2 to 3 years and then really coming to the forefront of like 8 different places. So he's like this independent contractor of 9 different companies, it feels like.
Yes.
On3, Yahoo Sports, ESPN,
Right.
Bussing with the Boys.
Wears a lot of different hats.
And so I told Swag, I'm like, he's pretty good at like giving us a week out heads up of, hey, this won't work on this day that week.
FYI, I will be out.
So I wonder if he just had not really had any clarity of when exactly he'd be on ESPN in studio, and so that's why he texts Swag at 2:06 p.m. or a.m.
I'd love to ask him how he manages his schedule. Like, does he have alerts in his phone? Because we're not obviously the only local radio hit that he does. So, like, I just knowing me, if I were in that spot, there's one that I would forget about every week. Like,
No way.
Oh, damn it. That's right. I forgot.
No chance.
I got to do a hit in Birmingham right now.
No, because I think what you've noted as you've seen him in person a couple times in Eugene, his wife is with him.
That's true. I think she runs probably all the scheduling.
And I
side
would
of
say,
it.
I think she worked for the Alabama Athletic Department.
She did. She was one of the recruiting staffers.
Okay, so if you're a recruiting staffer, you tell me who was running Alabama a couple years ago?
Some bum coach who wants to ruin the sport.
The guy who literally scheduled an all-staff meeting the day after they won the national
Yes,
championship?
he did. 7 a.m. the next morning. Let's go. What do we look like for next year?
Something tells me if you have a job at Alabama, your organization better be top-notch.
Very true. Very true.
So I'd imagine if she left that job, married Pate, I bet you she's part of the Pate Enterprises and she is running the calendar.
She's their recruiting insider. He did have a funny tidbit on Will Stein the other day because he talked about him getting the Kentucky job. And he was sitting in an offensive meeting for the week of the USC game, and his wife sits in the meetings with him. She goes, along the trips, and she's there. And she leaned over and was like, who's this guy? Who's this guy talking right now? And he said, that's Will Stein. He's the Oregon offensive coordinator. And she said, sounds like a head coach. And 10 days later, he got hired as a head coach. So clearly a good evaluator of head coaching talent.
She was running the recruiting department for a reason.
She knew what she was doing right there. I think she called Kentucky and said, get this guy on the phone.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a bummer for us to have to say, but no Josh Pate. We're hoping we can work something out Friday, but he has a live show.
Yes, he's going to Atlanta for a live show for the SEC title game.
So this is an interesting thing we can talk about on the air because I enjoy a peek behind the curtain.
Yes.
So Swag, I didn't get a text. I don't know why you did and I didn't.
Yeah, I did. I was laying in bed, delaying getting up, and I thought, damn it, there goes 7:40.
So Swag comes in, asks if I got a text. I say no. He then tells me the no Pate news. He then says, I asked him if he'd be available maybe Monday. And I said, well, why not Friday? And he says, well, because we have Shahan Jayaraja booked. And I go,
We do.
we will move and figure out Shahan Jayaraja. All due respect to him.
We love him. He's great.
If it means we get Josh Pate on a football Friday.
Yes, we need our Pate hit.
I love Swag because sometimes you can tell he hadn't considered it, and it was almost like a light went off like, okay,
Well, we also
I'll
are
reach out.
scheduled for another interview on Friday, too.
Jamarcus Shepard.
6:30
we got that
a.m..
book for tomorrow. Let's go, baby.
Thanks for reading your email.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, I don't check my email. I'll
Wait,
read my
so
text.
you didn't know about Shepard?
No, I didn't read.
He texted us.
Yeah.
When did that text come in?
Yesterday
Yesterday.
I don't think
afternoon.
I got that. Let me confirm. Let me
Look at
scroll. I think it's a green text thing.
I think it's a green text problem.
Green text thing.
Come
Hold on. There was a lot of Blazer text yesterday.
It's-
Damn it! I did.
It was like
I
2
did.
p.m. I think you.
Yeah, I
did.
was
That
doing
was on me.
stuff
Left
and
hand up. That was on me.
I got the
There was a lot of Blazer texts that came in later. It got lost in the shuffle. We were firing about Giannis
got the
trades
email
last
from
night.
Oregon State.
Trying to keep up with the feed. Lot going on.
Said, Jamarcus Shepard available 6:30 a.m.
I think there was like 7 Blazer texts.
It was
I
like
think you just-
87 of them.
Yeah.
I
There
think
were a
you
lot.
just. I don't
There
know.
were a
I'd
lot.
love to have a.
Oh, we'll get to those later today too.
You know
We
how
can-
they have
Blazer
police cams?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love a dirt cam because I want to see what you do with your phone, and I want to see how often you have your phone and you're using it,
When
and you're
check
just
it.
choosing to ignore us.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Those came in yesterday at 11:30. It appears is when the Jamarcus Shepard text came in.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
about
I was
when we
going
get
through.
home.
I was checking emails. I was doing.
Yeah, 11:15 it went in. So 11:15, I'm probably just getting home.
Yeah.
And then we're about 45 minutes away from nap time, so it takes over dad duty.
Okay.
And then nap time happens, and then that proceeds to stuff around that. Like I got a 2-hour window here
Yeah,
to
you
do
gotta
things.
clean some dishes,
Put some
wash
stuff
laundry.
away,
Yep.
put some laundry in, and then after that, I think I started watching recruiting coverage, waiting for Chris Henry Jr.
Chris
to
Henry
sign.
Jr. watch.
I put that on. I put YouTube Live Rivals on my TV, and then maybe dozed off on the couch for 20 minutes, and then the
Okay.
kid woke up.
And then you got to the Blazer text.
And then it was later in the day.
Yeah,
I saw the
then it
Blazer
was
text
4
coming in.
o'clock. It was go
At
time.
that point, I had already missed them. That ship had sailed in the night.
I'd still like to see. There had to have been a moment where the phone is in
Oh,
hand.
there probably was where I missed it and I didn't see it and then I didn't look.
Yeah.
Because right now, I currently, if you guys want to peek behind the curtain on this one, I have 66 unread text messages on my phone.
Why?
I don't know.
What are you? Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, first of all, humble brag.
I respond to the
Humble
pertinent
brag.
to the pertinent ones, other than Jamarcus Shepard.
So you have 66 different people that have texted you.
Some
or-
of them are probably a group chat. I'm sure that I just haven't caught up on yet.
Gotcha.
There's some of those they come in hot and heavy.
Do you guys have a pretty? I have an unwritten rule on group chat text stuff. If I've missed 5 of the first group chat texts, I don't participate.
Yeah, if you miss the window
I
to
don't
respond,
I don't respond.
No.
I just let you guys have your little group chat, and I kind of petty wise kind of look at it and go, man, fine, you don't need me.
fine. You didn't need to respond there.
I'm not responding to your stupid text.
Nobody asked what my opinion was here.
Yeah,
Well,
kinda that,
sometimes the tough part is when one gets going while I'm like doing a Pilots game.
Oh, you're not responding to that.
And so
yeah.
then and it was something I would have responded to,
Sure.
but the moment has
Now it's
passed.
2 hours later. You're not jumping back
Exactly.
in. The conversation had wrapped up an hour and a half ago.
Exactly.
Everybody's already done debating whatever the topic was.
Well, and you can't react to the initial start of the conversation because by the time you see it, there's already been like 3 pivots from that
Exactly.
original.
yeah, sometimes I want to respond to something that was argued about 4 topics ago.
Yeah.
because I have an opinion on that, but the flame's out.
It's kind of a group chat etiquette I've been living with the last like 6 months. Like people that hop into the group chat super late and they do what you want to do. They want to respond to something 5 texts previous, so they do the reply and then it pops up of the reply.
Yeah, and then it's out of order.
And
Yeah.
it's
And you're
just
like-
looks super weird.
So out
It's
of
like,
then-
I don't want to respond to your
and then
response
2
to
other
that.
people will blast him. Welcome to the party.
Hey, where the hell you been? What are you
Yeah.
doing with your time?
Yeah, so I just I have a firm thing of like I'd be with what you're doing. If I miss it,
I
I'm
miss
out.
it.
I'm
I-
not responding.
Yeah, like once a
But
week
why
I'll go
haven't
through
you
and
cleared them and like read them and just to see if just in case there's something you actually needed to respond to,
We'll
like
get there. We'll get there. We'll get
okay.
there. Well, that's all right. That's it.
Do you hate that when we bug you about phone stuff?
No, I hate modern technology.
Yeah, I hear you.
I want to go back to a point in time where you couldn't reach me. Like you had to call you had to call my house phone if you wanted to reach me, and I had a voicemail. Hey, Sandy, leave me a mess. That's what I want.
The machine
you have my home phone number.
Get it.
You call my home phone number if there's something pertinent to get to. I'll answer the phone if I'm available, and if not, you leave a voice. We used to live in a society where you couldn't reach people. You leave work and then you're home. You're done. What am I going to send you an email? Am I going to send you a letter in the mail?
Or you actually had real conversations.
Or you had real conversations on the phone.
Did you have the 30-foot long telephone cord? Because the phone was
didn't have a
usually
very
in the
long one.
kitchen,
Yeah.
and then you could stretch it out.
We had times where we had those, but most of the time we had the cordless. Living a privileged life over there in Northeast Portland.
The Spragues were Ritz-Carlton over there,
we
man.
were, man.
I don't know if we ever had. Well, we eventually had a cordless phone, but originally I think it was a
Were
cord
rotary
phone.
phones gone when you guys
Yes.
were?
My aunt had one.
Okay.
They existed, but not in our household.
And I didn't use it, but I love to
Play with it.
use it.
You need to bring those back, man.
So it's funny you mentioned the house phone. I can't remember what state it's in, but I just saw a news report from one of those local news stations, and it popped up, and it basically is there's a community that the dad was getting really tired of the kid being on the phone and looking down at the phone, and there's enough studies that depression, and now they're finding more studies of video, TikTok videos are actually brain rotting us.
Yes.
Which is, I think, accurate.
Stop scrolling.
Anyways, even if you don't believe that, the story is that basically a dad was tired of it. So what he did was he took the phone away and he got a landline for his kid and he convinced the other parents of the friends of kids to also get landlines. And so if they want to talk, they have to get on a landline.
Brilliant
and
move.
talk.
And talk.
And
when the kids are not at home, at school, they unplug the phone because otherwise, if you get a landline, your phone will ring all day with spam.
It won't stop.
So it won't stop. So it's only plugged in when the kids are home so they can communicate via landline. And they're finding that, the kids are shocked how happy they've become
Now that they're not doom scrolling,
because
actually talking to their
they're
friends.
having conversation hey, what's your mom making for dinner? Oh, that sounds so gross. Oh, hey, my dad.
Meatloaf tonight. God.
Yeah.
Not again.
Did you talk to Sarah today? She looks so hot.
She's going to the dance with you.
Yeah, they're having old school conversations.
My favorite thing about the old house landline is that you used to have multiple landlines, and then you never know when somebody else would be on the other line listening.
You couldn't hear the click? I always heard the click.
Every once in a while you could, but I don't know. Maybe I missed it sometimes. If your brother would pick it up just to bug you and be on the other line of the phone, messing with you. Those are the good old days, man. You could listen in to what your kids are saying too. What a great time to be a parent as well. If you could sneak the click past them, and be like, oh, they're talking to somebody. I want to know if they're up to no good. You just pick up the other end, put it to your ear. Now I'm tracking everything you're saying.
In middle school, I'd be on the phone with girls until 1 a.m. sometimes, listening to slow jams and falling asleep and then waking up. Are you still there? Yeah.
Mom comes in.
And mom would get
What
on
are
the
you
phone
doing?
because she'd
Go to
realize.
bed.
Yeah, she'd
I'm
pick
helping
it up.
her with her homework.
No, dude, my mom would pick up the phone in the middle of a conversation with a middle school girlfriend. Brandon James, get your ass off the phone and go to sleep.
Sorry, Mom.
Okay, Mom.
Sorry. Hey, Sarah, I'll see you tomorrow.
Oh, I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay, bye.
I'll see you in third period algebra, all right?
Sweet conversation tonight. I'll see your sexy ass tomorrow. You know what I mean? That was a fun time.
Can I tickle your tonsils tomorrow? Lunchtime. What do you mean? Meet me by the bleachers.
You know when we were really in trouble and we should have identified it? Even prior to cell phones exploding into society, I want to say it was 8th grade for me, so maybe it was your 6th grade.
Yeah.
When three-way calling started to become a thing was when we knew we were in trouble with phones,
We've
right?
jumped the shark a little bit here.
So what do you think of Melanie? I actually don't like her. She's super ugly. Melanie, say hi.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Darren, you bitch!
Yeah.
On the other line. I love how your automatic 6th grade voice, too, is like Dusty Dingleman. You just go right there.
Yeah, you do.
That's just kind of the way we all sound.
They nailed it on that movie. What do you want from me?
Dusty Dingleman?
Dusty Dinkelman. I need to watch that movie, by the way.
So that's what I want. I want to bring that back, man. We get a text conversation done in 5 minutes with your buddies. You're not, it's not a thing that goes on for an hour waiting for a reply. House landline, call me, all right?
I also want more creativity, and I'm as guilty as anybody. I want more creativity than just the GIF send.
Yes.
I do it. I'm responsible, but like when you're on a conversation, you actually have to try to say something funny once in a while.
Go back and forth a little bit.
The GIF is just like,
it's lazy.
Leo DiCaprio, I'm horny. Let me bite my fist response. Like,
Yeah,
you're just stealing a movie clip.
Yeah, I've already seen that movie, man.
I don't know.
Not surprising me here.
So no Josh Pate, much to the chagrin of everybody involved here.
It's a bummer for everybody. We've had him every week of the year, and hopefully we'll figure something out tomorrow or Monday.
We will have Jamarcus Shepard tomorrow, so there's an early peekaboo at the program. But it is a busy show. It's a Madcap Thursday, a lot to discuss. Let's start with the bummer of this sport. I want to discuss this with you. We've kind of touched around it this week. I want to talk about it with you. We'll start there. Dirt and Sprague 105.1 The Fan.
a.m.
All right, welcome back in. You can always count on Sundays with the NFL on CBS Paramount Plus. Just $30 for the first year. Stream your local NFL game live every Sunday. Visit ParamountPlus.com/NFL to get started.
Hey, we buried the lead to start the show today.
Buried the lead?
Buried the lead to start the show today.
Oh, your sweet jacket.
Yeah, you like my jacket?
Dude, I've been jealous of it for at least 25 minutes. That thing is awesome.
It's a solid jacket. That's not what we buried the lead on. Is it somebody's birthday today?
It is.
It is.
Whose birthday is it today?
It's not mine.
It's not mine.
It's not mine.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
You didn't want to play that again?
We don't play that one again? We'll make
Makes your
everybody
guys'
uncomfortable.
skin crawl. Why not make my skin crawl?
What are you, 47 now? 52? How old are we, man? You
I
old
am.
bag? You old
I
balls
am.
over there?
I am. I'm an old
Jesus.
ball.
You and Swigard and your old balls over there? My young balls are doing great over here.
Long ball, old guys, huh, Swag?
So we call them down to the knees now?
I'm 39.
39 last year.
Yeah, 39.
Ouch. One more to go.
The big 4-0 lands on a Friday next year.
That's a solid way to turn
Are
40.
we having big plans, big
Oh,
celebrations?
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about 40 yet. I don't even know how I felt about 35 and beyond, to be honest with you. It's
all
kind of odd.
kind of a blur, just one year to the next.
Yeah.
None of them feel that different.
No, but also, like, I'm a weird dude with birthdays. I'm one of those, like, the idea of my birthday being around the corner, I kind of do mentally, like, that's kind of cool about me.
Yeah,
But then, like, my actual birthday will be here, and I tend to stop caring.
that's a very good way of putting
But
it.
I want other people to care.
Yes.
But I also tell them I don't care. It's,
You don't want the acknowledgement, but you want the acknowledgement.
very
Like, you
weird.
don't want the attention,
Yeah.
but then if people don't wish you happy birthday, it feels weird of like, why isn't anybody wishing me happy birthday?
Yeah, but I'm not mad if people don't wish me
Yeah.
happy birthday either. It's I don't know how to explain how I feel about my
Is
birthday.
there, at least at home in the family, like kids and stuff, is there an expectation of some acknowledgement? Whether how grand it is, whatever, but an acknowledgement.
Well, when I met my wife in college, she was a birth month person.
Oh, the whole month.
Birth month. And then we started dating, and she found out about cheap Sprague.
Yeah, you reel that bad boy in of like, how about a week? How about a couple
Yeah,
of
no,
days?
it turned into
How about one day?
it's birth week.
Yeah.
Because my boyfriend sucks.
You're not getting an entire month out of me.
Well, it was egregious. I'd never heard birth month in my life.
It's ridiculous. Absolutely
Um,
ridiculous behavior.
But she's pretty good with birthdays, and I would say like last year was one of the best, if not the best birthday of my life. It was nondescript. It was really nice out. We got done with the show, and we went to a local pie place, and we literally got 9 slices of 9
look at
Michelin
you.
pies.
You and your fat ass loved every second of that.
Well, what was great was we did that. We hit some bookstores up, and then the whole mission of the day was to buy exercise equipment. So we started buying pie. We ended buying a leg press.
Hey, there you go.
But it was a nice birthday, and I just really enjoyed it. It was just me and my wife all day gallivanting around the city of Portland, and it was great.
It's a good day right there.
And so, yes, to answer your question long-winded, I woke up this morning, and I've been waking up early since we started the 6 to 10. I usually get like a minor exercise in, a bunch of push-ups, pull-ups, little elliptical. There was flowers, a dark chocolate healthy candy bar,
Flowers, huh?
a small can of fridge cigs, Diet Cokes,
Nice.
and 2 Alanis on my workout bench
There you
and
go.
39 on the ground.
That's pretty solid right there.
It's
That's
very
solid.
nice.
You wake
yeah.
up to a little present. You're up early. It's,
Yeah.
look at that. They remembered it was my birthday.
And then she came out at like 3:45 a.m. I'm like, what are you doing awake? She's like, happy birthday.
go back to
I'm
sleep.
like, go to bed. Thank you.
I'll be home later. You can do this. You can do this at 11:30.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to be around
Yes.
all day. I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, so she acknowledges she does a great job. My kids usually are pretty good at it, and it's nice. It's a thank you for acknowledging.
Well, I'm going to be curious to walk a mile in your shoes this year because I feel like 39 is going to freak me out.
You think it's gonna?
I think it will. Yeah.
How do you think you're gonna do on your 40? Because I'll hit 40 2 years before you.
I'm going to have to do something big on my. I'm going to be a big 40th guy.
Like
I got to do something. Like
we're invited.
sure.
Or are you going like?
Let's do a golf trip to go to. Let's go to
we go.
Pinehurst for a week. You know, something like that. Right? I got to do something along those lines.
We know a guy who lives in Charlottesville.
We do.
That would
We know-
definitely house like 10 dudes if he could be in on the trip.
Yeah, let's drive on over. You want to come play golf for a week at Pinehurst? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, however many damn courses they got out there. Like I'm gonna have to do something along those lines when I turn 40 because that's a big one. I don't know how other people handle it, but 40, last year of the 30s is gonna freak me out.
Really?
Yeah, I think
What
so.
is it about it that's going to freak you out?
There's no turning back, man.
But we're already at that point.
39 though, like when the threes are done in your age. I had this when I turned 29 too. When I was 29 going on 30, I remember having that thought of like 30 felt really old.
30 scared you?
30 scared me.
So are you okay? So you're underrated. You're telling us that you are kind of, I don't know if midlife crisis would be the right term for
Not
this.
midlife crisis, but yeah, a mild crisis. Getting older.
You afraid of death?
Of course I am. Who isn't? What happens? None of us know.
Well, can I tell you something? I thought about this because I'm like, I'm turning 39. It's gonna be 40 next year. I had a weird calmness about dying the other day.
Did you really?
Probably not normal.
Look at you.
I'm like, yeah.
Progress.
What if the next venture's fun?
It could be. You never know.
What if I'm just floating in space somehow?
You're playing jokes on people.
What if I'm a jellyfish?
Oh, that'd be a cool fish to be.
I think a jellyfish should be badass as long as I
Jellyfish?
don't wash up shore and die
No,
early,
you want to
but-
stay in the ocean. Make sure you stay in the salt water. But
Yeah.
swimming around, you look cool. You kind of float.
Yep.
Weightless. That's
Yep.
not a bad life to have.
You sting
right there.
people if they get too close
Gotta
to
be
you.
a shark, dude. Let me be a shark.
You wanna
Swim
be a
around,
shark?
Intimidate the hell out of. Nobody's ever been scared of me.
I think I'd rather be an orca if I had to be a,
Be an
a
orca?
marine animal.
The king of the ocean.
Dude, they just mess with everything.
Until you get trapped, and now you're Willie.
Yeah, well, there's that.
Now you're jumping over a kid in a movie.
My
to a
fins
Michael
hunched
Jackson
over.
song.
I'm depressed.
You got a 10 by 10 cage you're swimming around in all day. I'm gonna kill one of those traitors.
So you think 40 is going to be a
40's gonna get me, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm gonna have to do something big. Not as a midlife crisis, like I'm not gonna go buy a leather jacket and a motorcycle, but
Right.
something big in terms of I want to make sure I enjoy it, so it's distracting from the mind that there's now a 4 beginning my age.
Swag, did you have any of this? I think we asked you when you turned 50 if you had this, and I feel like you told us no, but I don't
No,
remember.
40 got me more than 50.
40
Really?
got you more than
Yeah.
50, huh?
Because you just, yeah.
You feel
It's-
like you're hitting an, not, I don't want to say old to be disrespectful,
No, but you're
40 to kids is old.
Exactly.
Damn, you're old.
Yeah.
Younger you telling yourself you're,
You're
gonna
not-
be 40, you're like, dude,
you're
what?
not youthful anymore. Whatever crazy ass dreams you had,
They're over.
It's gone.
You're
Dreams are
not.
done. There's no more dreaming to happen.
Can't dream anymore.
Wow.
It's a good point. That's the scary part about turning 40, man.
Oh, I disagree with the philosophy, but I like the perspective there.
And then you get to 50, and then you start seeing like kids are getting to high school, college, and you start to see different light at the end of the tunnel.
Ah.
You know what's odd is I actually think
Okay.
of my.
And as long as you are overall healthy,
Yeah.
like, no, I'm not going to go start playing pickup basketball again. But for the most part, you don't have a condition. You don't have,
You're moving. You're doing all right.
yeah, you don't have to replace a hip or a knee or stuff like that.
First of all, you should still play. I got invited by one of our listeners after a basketball practice
Yeah.
to a Sunday basketball game a couple weeks ago.
You could go run some pickup, huh?
The only problem is at what time it's played. It's 8 to 10 p.m. on Sundays. So
Yeah, that's not going to fly.
Sunday
So-
scaries and 8 to 10 p.m.
I want to try to do at least one where I go 8 to 9.
Yeah,
I can't do 10.
just play the first half.
Just play an hour
Yeah.
eventually at some point if my schedule would ever clear up. But I disagree. I think you could play old man basketball.
I could play old man basketball, but over the summer, I was over at my brother's with all the nephews, and they have a little half court hoop in the back. And so a little game of like 21 broke out.
Well, playing against them is probably not. I
was
said
like-
old man basketball.
I sure felt like an old man when I
Yeah,
was
you
done
did.
with
It
that.
was old man basketball.
Yeah, you did.
I was there.
Yeah. Two guys that are playing football, 6'3",
Running circles around
225.
you. Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, to be young.
I knew you had reached a different level of your life a couple weeks ago. You had
Oh.
just unsolicited. The show got over. We get done. We usually talk about, all right, what do we like? What do we want to do tomorrow? And unsolicited, I pull up and I'm sitting next
What
to
did I
him.
go do?
And he turns and goes, well, the stool is clean.
Oh,
oh,
And I
yeah.
went, what?
His
right.
colon check.
did my
He
color
goes-
guard.
The test just came back. Stool's clean. I'm like, he doesn't realize. I think he does, but he doesn't
Yeah.
realize how old that sounds to tell me my poop is good.
You got to check your poop, dude. You got to check, keep an eye on your poop when you turn 50. It's an important thing.
45 now.
When do
so
we
I'm
got
like,
to start colonoscopies? That's right around the corner.
Supposed
the
to
age
be
for that?
started.
to.
You're
I-
supposed to start at 45.
Yeah.
45 is when you're supposed to start?
I think that is.
Well, I've
you're
run
5
into
years
a
away from that, dude.
roadblock
Well,
with that
6,
because I said, well, can I go right after, like, the ideal time would be right after a show. And they said, well, you can't do the show
No.
because you're going to be
You're gonna take a
sitting
day
on
off.
the throne.
You gotta
Yeah,
take
you
a day
got to
off.
take all the stuff and
yeah.
poop your brains out.
So we've been, yeah. And I go, well, why don't they do them if that was your job? Why don't you do it on the weekends? Like, is there a more perfect time charge a premium for having an appointment.
Seriously.
Like
Yeah.
the perfect thing would be Sunday morning.
Sunday morning.
At 7 a.m.
You know what's going to happen.
Sit around the rest of the day.
It's going to be a summer swag venture. Swag's out today.
What are you doing on Monday? Well, you don't want to know. We've always thought it'd be fun to do a Men's Health Month live show from a place that will check your prostate.
Who's we?
Do it from the lobby.
You want them doing that while you're on the air?
No, not while we're on the air. We cheer on the guys. Like we're a proponent of Men's Health.
Oh, yeah.
We're doing a live
Getting
show from
checked.
the lobby.
Yeah.
And here comes Billy Bob in, and he's got that sheepish look in his eyes, and we tell him it's going to be all right, Billy Bob. You're doing the right thing.
I'd love to interview them post.
So how was it? How did it go? How did it feel?
I can't sit down right now.
Are you excited to go eat something? How did your butt feel right now?
How's your butt feel?
How's your butt doing, Bill? You okay over there?
39 is odd.
39.
I'm happy that I'm still here. And I did not have you as the guy kind of internally terrified about numbers like that.
Yeah, 40 will get me. I mean, I got a couple more years. I'm only 36, about to turn 37, so I'm a couple years behind you. But it's coming down the tracks like a freight train.
My buddy's turning 40, and he just got super addicted to golf. Like, very artsy guy that's super into golf, okay?
Speaking of golf, I have an idea, and we have to start now. But if we could pull it off, it'd be about as good as a 40th birthday. Okay, I got an idea.
It's a dirty tease. What do you got? Who do you know? Call Pat McCabe. Get him on
What's
the
happening
phone.
here?
I don't know. What's
For
going
who's
on?
40th? Mine or
Are we
his?
talking mine? Are we playing a
His.
mine out?
We're like 3 years
You
out.
got a little
from
more
that.
runway for me.
I know,
Yeah.
but it might take a little bit of
Needs
time
runway?
to make sure we're in and pull this off.
Well, my buddy's planning a big golf thing for his 40th. His birthday's the same day as my wife's.
Oh.
I'm like, dude, sounds cool for you.
Yeah.
Not
can't
going to
go.
obviously make that. She's also
Yeah.
turning 40.
Oh, yeah. You can't do that.
It's not happening.
You can.
I'm not even I'm not even like, oh, I wonder. I'm like, no, you
Yeah.
idiot. It's her
Count me out.
40th.
Yeah.
We're out.
We're done.
I remember our buddy Lishka when he turned 40, great Ryan Lishka of Pelican Brewing Company. I think he went over and played St. Andrews on his 40th birthday.
What a life that guy.
God,
lived,
that's
man.
what I want to do.
Oh,
Take
Lishka.
me over there. Take me overseas.
All right. Well, you derailed my segment.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We'll have some breakfast here a little later in the
I
show.
love
for
that
you.
idea. A lot to get to. Let's get to what I wanted to get to. We're way over it. The destruction of this is actually hitting me emotionally. I want to tell you guys what it is, but first, Swag with the sports update.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Brought to you by Laurelhurst Market Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. Great spot for any occasion. Don't forget you save 10% on your Butcher Shop order when you dine in. Menus and more at laurelhurstmarket.com. First on the Fan, Denny Avdia led 6 Blazers in double figures with 27 points, 8 boards, 7 assists. Shaden Sharp, Caleb Love each with 20 off the bench. Blazers built an 18-point third-quarter lead in Cleveland, held on to beat the Cavs 122-110. Next up, the Eastern Conference leading Pistons in Detroit on Friday. After a day of rumor and speculation that Giannis Antetokounmpo might be looking to leave Milwaukee soon, he left the Bucks win over the Pistons early with what's being called a calf strain. Team awaiting results from an MRI to see if there is further injury. Thursday night football sure looks like an elimination game between the Lions and Cowboys in Detroit. Both teams currently outside the playoff picture. Kickoff set for 5:15 on Prime Video. Lions are 3-point favorites. Oregon State ended a 5-game losing streak, hitting 14 threes in an 80-58 rout of the Vermont Catamounts. JoJo Lake led 4 Beavers in double figures with 18. Next up for the Beavs, Southern Utah visits Gill Coliseum on Saturday. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Jason Swigard from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for
Listeners have been fantastic. And even when somebody doesn't like the opinions or wants to tell us our show sucks, which I totally get, I do appreciate when we get the random compliments or people just reaching out. One of our listeners, Jeff, listen to this. He said he's listening right now while flying to Nashville to support the Gonzaga Bulldogs.
Whoa.
He says, my family doesn't understand the commitment I have to the show.
Hell yeah,
That's right. They're
dude.
playing at Rupp.
Yeah.
Oh, they're playing at Kentucky?
Yeah.
Yes.
When is that game going
I think
down?
it's this weekend.
Yeah.
Is that the introducing of Will Stein game for them? Because they always do that where they bring out the football coach.
We're going to win the SEC.
I saw that with Fitzgerald that was introduced at Michigan State 2 days ago, and the whole crowd erupted. It's a big deal.
I'll tell you this. Brooke last night, we'll get to the Blazers. Brooke Olzendam interviewed a fan during the
I saw that.
Cleveland game.
I missed that, like a Blazer fan that was in the stands.
Yeah, and he basically made a goal to just go to every NBA arena. And he's going to space it out, obviously. He's not going to every one in 1 year, but
Right.
he was interviewed by her, and she asked, how many have you been to now? And I think last night was his 18th. She goes, how long do you think till you'll finish? And he's like, probably within 5 years.
Yeah.
And so he was given a couple. You could kind
He
of
was
tell
going
you
to
want to
Toronto.
interview.
I think he was going on this. I think he picks like a
He's going to
road trip.
Memphis.
One road trip. Okay.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did Toronto, he did Cleveland last night, and then he's going to Memphis, and then I think he goes back home.
Is that a thing as much in basketball as it is in other sports?
I think in every sport,
I think in every sport you
It
have
is,
diehards.
yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Because
to
I
do
know,
that.
like, baseball gets this because every ballpark is different, and there's, different.
Plus, it's summertime. You're outdoors.
Summertime, your kids are out of school. Maybe if you
Yeah.
have kids, it's easier to travel. Football
Right.
stadiums, I don't want to go to all of them. There's a handful I don't care to ever go to, but there's like bucket list stadiums you want to go
well,
to.
but like,
in the
which
NFL.
ones don't you want to go to?
Like,
'Cause
I don't
go.
ever need to go to a Jacksonville game. I'm okay
I'd go.
there.
I
I mean, I
bet you it's
would if I was in
underrated fun.
Jacksonville, but I'd never make a trip to specifically go to
Yeah.
Jacksonville for a
I
Jaguars
got
game.
my buddies up in Seattle. He's had Seahawks tickets for a long time, and they look now every year. It's like, all right, where's their one?
The trip?
He went to one of the London when they went to London last time.
Oh,
when
that's
they played
awesome.
at Tottenham, they did that.
That's badass.
So they usually look to try to find one road game. Seeing what the schedule is. Gonzaga at Kentucky Friday, 4 p.m. on ESPN2.
See,
Nice
that's
little Friday night of sports. You got that
Yeah.
game, and then the American Conference
Yeah,
Championship
you got a
game is
couple
on
of
Friday too.
championship games on Friday.
that is that's an awesome thing to go do if you have a diehard fandom like Gonzaga basketball.
Yeah,
To say, oh my God, we're playing at Kentucky,
playing at Rupp.
and you usually know that a couple years out, a year out, whatever it is in
Yeah,
basketball.
You got a little bit of a runway there.
got a
Well, this is the
runway to build
return trip because Kentucky. This was the famous. Mark Few and Calipari were on. They were kind of going back and forth. There, I don't know if they were on a conference call together or some show or whatever, but they basically agreed to it while they were doing an interview on some ESPN show or something like
We
Hey,
need
that.
why don't
more
you
of
guys
these
play
games.
each other? Sure. All right,
And
we'll
so
come
I
play
think
you.
they went out. I think it was at Climate Pledge last year. Kentucky went out or something like that.
See,
That's dumb.
Go to the kennel.
I mean, I know there's more Gonzaga fans there because it's still in Seattle.
Well,
at
and
least, but-
Calipari's now at Arkansas, but
Yeah.
but
That's
yeah, this
dumb.
is the return. This was born out of that
They're
conversation.
not
a
playing at
couple years
Nashville,
ago.
though, are they? Or are they playing at Rupp?
I think you fly into Nashville and then drive to.
Well, no, I'm
Lexington.
just saying, like, yeah, but they're not
Yeah.
playing at Rupp.
Right. You're
And
gonna
I
go
know
play
that
at Rupp.
the kennel is, I would assume, smaller than Rupp
For
Arena.
sure.
The
smaller.
kennel's only 6,000. Now
Yeah.
they might have played at the convention center, which seats 10,000 right there in Spokane. Which they do. They play one or two games there a year when they want to have
A bigger audience.
a bigger audience.
Okay. Well, I thought that was really cool, and we appreciate everybody that's sending us, like, what is it, the raps? The
Oh, the Spotify end of the year thing?
Yeah, Dirt
Yeah.
posted this yesterday. Dirt's average age of his music says that he is 74 years old.
Exactly.
74-year-old music fan. I have the typical listening age of a 74-year-old. You should have seen my top 5. It was all over the map, dude.
I thought
Frank Sinatra was in there. Luke
James
Combs was in there.
Taylor?
James Taylor was
Oh,
in there.
James Taylor, that
Kanye
was it.
West was in there from the last year. Old Kanye's great. Golf course, you turn on, drop out, late registration.
pre-Nazi Kanye.
Pre-Nazi Kanye was a good Kanye.
Look, we need to go because I still haven't gotten to this segment I wanted to do at 6:15.
Damn it. Quit kicking the can down the road.
What I would say is I got no bigger evidence. I already had it, but I needed no more, but got no bigger evidence that you and Danny Meringue were entirely different human beings yesterday. Because everybody I follow told me what they listen to a lot and how old they are by their music and their top artists and, all this stuff. Everybody on my Instagram did. And I saw Dirts and I chuckled and I go, yeah, that tracks. And about 2 hours later, I hop back on. I see Danny post something. Click it. He also does the rap. His average age, music-wise, he's 22. And I went, there's no bigger difference of people than Dirt and Danny.
Look, I'm already old. I'm just embracing my inner old. I'm scared about being 40, but I'm okay listening to music like a 73-year-old.
All right, can we get to the thing I want to get to?
Yes, let's talk about it.
I'm sorry.
Somebody said their worst colonoscopy story was my buddy at his the Monday after the Super Bowl this year. So he missed the party, had to stay home running back and forth from the TV to the bathroom. Why would you schedule it? Did he just not realize and then couldn't cancel? Follow-up questions.
Might have been scheduled so far in front, or they said,
Counterpoint.
You got to check your calendars on that bad boy. You cannot do it the Monday after the Super Bowl.
Great Super Bowl to schedule all that.
That's true. The Super Bowl sucked.
That Super Bowl was
34-0.
Yes.
Valid point.
All right, let's get to the thing that is making me sad in sports and somebody defending my honor. I appreciated it. I'll tell you what it is next on The Fan. conference championship games. Like, obviously, Texas Tech needs to take care of their business. If they don't, man, what a committee situation.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens in the ACC, right, where that goes. The bummer of the new format in the playoffs to me, and this is maybe just my opinion, is this week has been a bit of a dud. And I know we'll talk about the games because we're all going to watch them anyway. The Group of 6 one is fascinating.
I'm excited to see how Indiana, Ohio State plays out, but it doesn't really mean anything.
And that's kind of where I wanted to go today is like, I hate that we've eliminated the importance of this week. You can certainly make an argument the regular season should just be it and no conference title games. I'm not even saying that's a bad take. It's just that these still exist and they're starting, if not half of them feel like they don't matter at all. You could say for bragging rights, sure. Kirby Smart defended me on this yesterday. He was doing a press conference, and he was asked basically, hey, like, you're going to make the playoff even if you don't win it. Like, do you really care? Kirby Smart, quote, it's a chance to win the SEC championship. It's a rare thing to be able to do that. Of course I care.
Yeah.
And I'm with him. Like, it doesn't matter. Bama, I think, is in. Georgia's in. Indiana, Ohio State's going to get by no matter what happens.
Yeah.
There are some games that matter, but like, I just hate that these games don't matter anymore. I've heard real Duck fans say, yeah, dude, I'm glad they're not in the Big Ten title game. Why? You get a chance to defend your crown after winning it year one. I know you're raising your hand, but I do hate that element of the sport.
It genuinely sucks.
It's made it completely irrelevant most of the time.
It genuinely sucks. Now, it's different this year. Last year, there was more on the line for these games because you win it and you get a first-round bye. And
that's why it was better last year.
Unbeknownst to us, you didn't really want a first-round bye because all the teams who got first-round byes ended up losing in their first playoff game. So it didn't age well for everybody that ended up being in the top 4. So this year is a little bit different because I think Indiana, Ohio State, the loser of that game, will still get a first-round bye. They're not falling out of the top 4.
Same.
Maybe Georgia even still gets, like, if Texas Tech loses and Alabama wins a close game, I wouldn't be shocked at all if the 4 byes went to Ohio State, Indiana, Georgia, and Alabama. I know some people might disagree with that, but I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. So it's lessened in importance in some areas. I'm genuinely excited to watch the games to see how teams stack up. Georgia has a legitimate Alabama problem. They cannot beat them. I don't know what it is. We all thought it was Nick Saban. He's gone. They still can't win the damn game.
And I still want to pick them again.
I do too. They're a 2.5 point favorite. It's like they're not even a 3-point favorite.
Yeah.
So I tend to like Georgia in the game as well, but that's fool's gold. And then Indiana, Ohio State's I can't wait to watch the game.
I'm with you.
It's going to be great. And it's a good litmus test of how they're each going to stack up because Indiana was tested by Oregon and they handled that test soundly and won in Autzen Stadium. Ohio State, I guess, tested early against Texas, and really that's kind of it all year. They haven't played another elite team. It's the second best team Indiana's played all year, probably Iowa. So it's not like they played a true national champion type team, so I can't wait to watch it. It just doesn't mean as much as it used to, and there's always unintended consequences of changing formats. When we went to the 4-team format, it meant bowl games don't matter anymore. And it's like, damn it, we didn't see that coming. And now with this new format, it's that some conference championship games, while still entertaining. Penn State and Oregon was a great game last year. Mm-hmm. I loved winning a Big Ten title. And then I hear people chirp at me and tell me my program's never won anything that matters. So do conference championships matter or do they not matter? It mattered to win it last year, but as a Duck fan this year, I'm genuinely happy that they're not risking further injury. Yeah. They get 3 weeks off. They got to focus on the recruiting trail this week, and we'll see you at Autzen on December 19th or 20th.
And I'm not.
I hate that I have that opinion. I hate that I have that opinion. I wish I didn't.
And I can't blame you for it, but I hate it.
And this is why I want to reimagine the entire weekend. Playing games, baby. That's the way.
Playing games will be fun.
Playing games is the way.
Loaded second hour. The Blazers get a big road win. There's something else in college football I want to discuss. We have an elimination game in the National Football League, I think. Do you guys agree with it on the Thursday night football game? We'll get into that. Loaded second hour. Dirt and Sprague 105.1. The Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Trailblazers build an 18-point third-quarter lead in Cleveland. They get 27 points, 8 boards, 7 assists from Denny Avdia, and they beat the Cavs 122-110. They will head to Detroit to take on the Eastern Conference leading Pistons on Friday. Most of Wednesday was taken up by Giannis Antetokounmpo rumors that he's had it in Milwaukee. Then he went out and left in 3 minutes into the first quarter of their game against the Pistons. Team called it a calf strain. They are awaiting results from an MRI to see if it's anything more serious. Thursday night football appears to be an elimination game between the Lions and Cowboys in Detroit. Both teams currently outside the playoff picture in the NFC. 5:15 kick on Prime Video. Lions 3-point favorites. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Jason Swigard from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of prime. Fan.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 2. During Sprague here, 105.1 The Fan, the Fan Sports Network, 1080 AM, the Odyssey app, YouTube. Good morning. Thank you for being with us. Hope you're commute in or you're hanging out, getting ready for your day. It's December 4th, the Thursday, as Christmas right around the corner.
It's almost here, man.
Like 6 people. I don't know what to get. I'm so stuck.
Running out of ideas already.
I was doing a good job throughout the year of like having a random that's a good idea and logging it in a notes app.
That's smart right there.
But there were people that I never went, oh, that's a good idea. So now I'm stuck here on the 4th going, what do I do?
Well, Lucy Birch told us just nice fancy jewelry, man. That's all you got to do. Keeps everybody happy.
Yeah. Coach handbag.
Coach
something.
handbag.
Yeah.
Just simple.
Just
simple,
no big deal.
Easy.
Tory Burch, maybe.
Maybe a Gucci gift card.
Red bottoms.
Very, very
Gonna
simple.
go red bottoms.
Simple stuff here, man. Don't outthink the room.
I'd prefer macaroni art, but who am I?
Hey, here's what I'll tell you on gift giving. Don't be an offensive coordinator trying to call a trick play in a rainstorm, all right? Let's just run the ball. Just run the ball. No need to get cute.
Don't up in the second half with Ty Thompson at quarterback.
Maybe not a good idea with
Push,
a reverse.
push always gets you a first down.
3rd and 1, run the illegal play. Fall forward.
Does it anymore?
Just false start and you're fine.
Underrated conversation that hasn't happened in sports media. Just push hasn't been as great the last couple of weeks as it.
They've dialed it back.
Well, also the Bears did an exceptional job on it.
They did.
And teams are starting to get the ball away from Hurts in that scrum, and so it's like.
Should have been a fumble a couple weeks ago against the Giants. They didn't call it.
We do have an elimination game, I believe, in the National Football League tonight, Thursday Night Football. You get the Lions hosting that guy, Dak Prescott. A delightful Thursday night football game.
It's a really fun I wish it wasn't a Thursday night game, but it's a really fun Thursday night game.
I mean, a lot of pucker factor. The Cowboys end up with this game 7-0. Oh, no, here we go again, Lions. So we'll talk a little bit about that. Bill Orm will join us at 8:30 today. No Josh Pate if you're just getting in your car, turning us on today, or listening on the app. He has an ESPN obligation, so he is at New York on actual ESPN as we speak. So we will not get Josh Pate today. Tomorrow, Jamarcus Shepard, the new Oregon State coach, is going to call us, I think, from Alabama or Atlanta.
Probably Atlanta because he's back for the SEC title game. So I'd imagine they're in town in Atlanta tomorrow, day before the game.
We'll talk with Jamarcus Shepard, the new Oregon State coach, and then we'll see if we can get Josh. Is there any wiggle room for Pate on a Football Friday? It'd be awesome if we can get it.
Yeah.
A lot to get to in this hour. I have college football notes I want to get to. I thought somebody made an interesting point that still has me kind of thinking. And I know how you're going to react to it, but I don't think you're right. And I want to see if I can convince you you're not right on something you haven't even said yet.
What if I don't react that way? I could react a totally different way. Throw the segment out the window.
My in-car conversation did not go accordingly.
The internal debate that you had with imaginary dirt didn't go the way you thought it would?
No, it didn't. Flipped on my head. So the Blazers win last night in Cleveland, and I want to get to that. I do. Very interesting. You called it. You said, I'm taking the Blazers. They got weird stuff. They're a weird team, as you've noted.
They make no sense, man.
They don't. They have those games, and then they're going to play the Pelicans and probably lose.
Yes,
and I
it's
was like, how? How
exactly
did you do that?
how this is going to go.
But they win last night. Denny Avdia continues to be Denny Avdia. 27, 8-7. Nice game for Shaden Sharp as well, as he finished with 20 points. He was 7 of 18 from the field. Tamani Kamara. Tamani is the three-point shots. It's coming along.
Quietly has gotten a lot better.
The last few games, he's gotten it together. He was 3 of 5 last night, 17 points, 6 boards. The Klinger, not so much, but he did damage on the glass. He had 13 total rebounds. Caleb Love with 20 points off the bench was great, or 20 points, excuse me. See, this is the ESPN box score stuff.
I know, it goes minutes and then points. It throws you off.
They each had 20.
They've effed it up. They've effed up their
Shaden.
box scores.
I mean, they're just in the point now where they're so banged up that they're almost, I hate to say this, please laugh at me if you would like, they're almost only going as far as Caleb Love will take them. Like, you desperately need another score off. If he has a game where he goes 1 of 12, which he's going to happen, Splitter joking after the game was really funny about his confidence and he's never seen a shot he doesn't like, which we've all watched Caleb Love for a while. We know that about him. That's the way he was at North Carolina and Arizona.
He can go for 30,
but he can
go 0 for 30.
Yeah.
You're so shorthanded that if he has a game like that, you got a puncher's chance because you're scoring off the bench. And if he doesn't make shots, exactly.
Sissoko, I thought, was really good. The takeaway I have from this game is a couple things, because we talked about them yesterday. And what I hate about the Blazer conversation, and I'm sometimes reacting to just 3 things, 3 people. I hate that if we have a the Blazers look amazing segment, we're instantly painted as negative guys. I thought we talked about some stuff that's interesting, like how many guys have been very productive for them this year. Mm-hmm. And how encouraging that feels, while also asking out loud, are they going to make a move, and should they just stand pat and assume that this is going to continue to progress? I came away with a weird conclusion yesterday, because we talk about players with growth, and Lamar, actually, I'd love to get Lamar on next week, Swag, if he's available. We haven't talked to Lamar in a long time. He said something that kind of got my brain moving yesterday on the broadcast, and he was talking about Shaden and how Shaden was having more opportunities than he's even gotten. I think Habistro had the stat that he's 9th in usage rate in the NBA. Donovan Mitchell's 8th, right? So when he's out there, he's taking a huge chunk of your offense, man.
Yeah, he's getting opportunities.
And that's good. I want to see that, right? I want him to have those opportunities.
That was the whole point of getting Ant off the team, is just freeing up some of that for one of your young guys.
And I would say so far it's been a good thing in that way. But Lamar had mentioned a moment in the second half, I think it was the third or fourth quarter, where he highlighted, like, Shaden is recognizing. And so, like, what I would say is this is year 4 for Shaden. The old adage in the NBA is that in year 4, you are what you are. And we've all abided by that. We've been saying that. We said it near Myers Leonard, because people were wondering, is Myers Leonard year 7 going to be loading? And I'm like, no, he's Myers Leonard. What I would say, though, that he kind of made me rethink this is it's not about can you get better? I don't know how much better realistically from a stats standpoint Denny can get, right? What I would say, though, is can you grow with efficiency? That's what I'm more viewing players as. Like, year 4 might be for people, Shaden is who Shaden is. What I would counter and say is maybe, but can he be more efficient? Can he understand more mental nuances of the game? And so the impact might not be from a physical standpoint. It's more so from he's understanding the game. You have to remember with Shaden Sharp, he grew up his whole life being the best player. He then goes to high school. What do you think the offense was at his high school? Shaden, here's the ball. Good luck.
Yeah, go score.
And then he doesn't play in college.
No.
And then year 2 in the NBA, he gets hurt, plays 31 games. He seemingly is still learning the game of basketball. Yeah. And he's had to do it largely as a professional.
Is he 21 or 22?
He's 22.
Okay.
So, I just was thinking about that element, because Denny has been awesome.
Yeah.
Tumani's been good, and he's turned it on as of late. Jeremy's had a much better season so far than he had last year. And I think the growth of Shaden mentally on that aspect of the game is where I'm most fascinated. I thought last night He played a good game. Denny was great, and I thought their ball movement was stellar.
Well, I mean, yeah. Look, they're a team that's going to pull off a win like that every now and then, and I joke about Caleb Love, but that's a big part of it. The other thing that helps is that Cleveland as a team went 13 of 52 from three, right? Like, you get that from your opponent, that's going to help you a little bit. And so those two things correlated into a Blazer win last night. On the Shaedon Sharpe point, I also think part of his learning process, he definitely needs to become more efficient, because there are some nights where you look at the volume of shots and the volume of points and you're like, well, yeah, you scored 28, but it was on 20-something shots. And it's not as efficient as you want him to be. I also think, and MJ was talking about this on Tuesday on his, pre-recorded preseason Peacock hit.
Is it?
They're still doing it's the same thing.
It's still the big interview
This
with
was
Tirico?
it was a varying of topics, but one of the things that I saw was him helping current players and the advice that he gives them. And one of the guys that he talked about was Anthony Edwards, and how Anthony Edwards has reached out to him about handling double teams. And when guys throw numbers at me, like, how did you handle that? And I'm basically at half court and two bodies are rushing at me. Where does the ball go? Where should I go? How should I move it? How aggressive should I be? And he's trying to help him learn that stuff. To your point on the usage rate of Shaedon Sharpe, those are the kind of things he's just going to have to learn. Like, he's getting different defensive looks now. He's getting more of a volume of run on offense where he's not just standing in the corner for 30% of the game. Yeah. And I think his game is going to evolve because of that. Now, how good can he become? If he's going to continue to shoot this way from three, I think there's a ceiling on the type of player that he can be. I don't think he's always going to be what is he shooting this year right now? 20-something% from three right now?
I think it's sub 30.
He was 2 of 5 last night. Yeah. That's not terrible, but it's sub 30 on the 25% on the season from three. That's horrendous.
He's got to get it to 35.
You got to be 30, baseline 35.
He might not be able to. And I think that's the element I'm talking about is, like, maybe
that comes back to the efficiency and learning. Like, where is my strength and where can I take most advantage of the defense?
Getting to the free throw line,
3-point line.
Getting to the free throw line, Dirt, I think would address. Yeah. Like, he got 6 last night. That's not bad.
He's averaging a career high in free throws over 5. He's never been over 3 in his career so far.
But, I mean, look at Denny, right? Denny's bigger than him, so it's easier. But, like, Denny knows how to foul hunt, and Denny gets to the line. He hit 17 free throws last night.
He's a bulldog,
If you want to know why they won because they shot more free throws, and Cleveland couldn't make a 3 to save their lives. No. Like, it's that
34 of 39 from the line will win you almost every night in the NBA.
So will a quarter of your points.
So will 41% from 3 while the other team shoots 25% from 3.
Exactly.
Like, that's really how it breaks down for them. Yep. It's a great win. I don't know where they go the rest of the road trip, but, like, it's a great win. And so there are just elements of this where you see it. And yesterday is an example. Who did they interview in the post game? I'm blanking.
It was Tua, I think, right after the game.
Tua, yeah,
because the kid went back to Ohio, Dayton guy. I thought he was asked about something effective, like how they played that night, like finding guys, and he just said trust the process, right? And basketball now, it's pace and space. So, like, we know they've increased their pace from where they have been in years past, but also, like, just finding each other and trusting one another. I think a lot of coaches tell their teams this, and no matter what level, of, like, giving it up and knowing you're open and just not being afraid to shoot because you're worried about being a ball hog, or when you get the open looks, fire away, man. Like, that's what basketball is now, and last night they did an exceptional job of it.
They only had 11 turnovers, and playing that fast as they want to, you can live with that. The thing for me, and I hadn't seen the Blazers play a lot late because I had a lot of pilots and other stuff going on in the holidays, so really sat down, watched that thing from start to finish. And my thought taking away was, wow, maybe Denny Avdia can be the point guard on a playoff competitive team. Maybe he can be the one, and it makes things easier at the point for who's ever going to be making those decisions, whether it's this season or next season.
Well, he has been remarkable this
He's
year.
averaging 26, 7, and 6.
He's still a little...
you're talking about he's on pace for one of the greatest seasons in the history of your franchise.
He's still a little loose with the handle at times, and that he needs to continue to be
better. But the point guard isn't John Stockton anymore, right? The game
has evolved.
Yeah, it's such a different
But at
game.
his height and his pace, now... This is blasphemous to some people, and he has the mentality of not the game.
Do it.
Oh, here we go.
Do it.
But the way when he can get it, rip it, the rebound, and go, magic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's who he reminds me of when he's out there at 6'8", barreling down. He's not afraid of contact. He'll go through you. If you don't stop the ball, he will go all the way to the rim. He's getting better with looking off and finding shooters or leaving it behind him, those sorts of things. He will get to the foul line a ton. He's a better three-point shooter than Magic ever was, but that's a different day and a different game.
Well, and the other thing that helps him is surrounding him with more shooters, too.
Exactly.
Because of his, there's
and that's
just not
what
a
the
lot
Lakers
of guys that
did
can
as they went on.
shooter.
Byron Scott would be, lining up in the quarter.
Yeah.
So, like I said, he's not it's blasphemous.
Like
yes.
I said, he's Magic Johnson. But don't take what I'm saying. But like I said,
I mean, we're legitimately encroaching on one of the best seasons in Blazer history.
It's
26.
phenomenal.
I mean, I'm sure there's like a cleaning the glass or a stat muse you can find how many Blazers in the history of the franchise have averaged north of 25 points, 7 rebounds, and 6 assists in a season.
I think it's only Clyde that's had a 25-5 season. I don't know if Dame ever got to.
Marcus never got to the 6 part.
No,
I don't know.
Dame would have
Dame,
had the assist part, but not the
did
rebound
he have the
part.
rebounds? Did he ever average over 5 a season?
He had some years where he was like 29-7 or 29-6, but the rebounds are probably 4.
I don't know if Damon Stoudemire ever had a
I'll
year
look it up.
because he was a
I
pretty
wouldn't think
good
so.
rebounder for being a little guy, but I don't know if
how
he
many
ever
years did
averaged-
he average north of 25 points per
Yeah.
game, though? I don't know if he ever did, because that was more of a balanced scoring
Yeah.
era of the Blazers where they didn't really have one go-to guy.
You know what's crazy is like I just started with the oldest example. Bill Walton never even averaged 20 here.
No. Well, he's
No.
probably 18-19 a
Well,
game
he
with
didn't
like
have-
18-19 rebounds and 5
There
assists.
weren't threes when he
No,
started.
I know. I
so-
get that part of it, but
But that to the point, like the Magic Johnson stuff we can chuckle at. He's legitimately playing that well. He's their driving force night in and night out, and he is.
But it's more just his size and his presence.
Yeah, I mean to be a
And when
6'8" guy that can play that way, it's
Yeah.
unique. There's not a lot of guys like that exist in the NBA. The reality that they're in right now is, I think there's micro reactions that will have game in and game out, right? You lose a bad game and it's like, oh, that was stupid. What the hell happened there? And this
Sure.
probably will happen on the road trip. And then you beat a Cleveland team and it's like, hey, look at that. And then you go back up and then you go back down. The realities that exist for them in the grand scheme of things is, one, there's just not a lot of movement that they're going to make until they get healthy. And I don't know when they will get healthy and how long that will take them. When's Scoot coming back? When's Blake Wesley coming back? What's the latest on Matisse Thybulle? Like, you're just not going to be a consistent basketball team when you're, again, relying on Caleb Love to score 20 off the bench. And some nights he'll do it, and a lot of nights he won't. And so it's just hard to break through when that's your reality. But the good positive in the overarching angle of this entire season is what we've highlighted all year, and that's that the bottom of the West sucks. So you're not really going to get left behind. If this is the kind of basketball you play for the next 2 months and you're just hovering a couple of games below 500, you're going to be in the mix for a play-in spot. And I think that was at least the base level goal coming into the year, that there's nobody in that 8, 9, 10, 11 range is going to run away with anything in the West this year.
So Clyde in 87-88 gave you 27, 6, and 6.
Okay.
The next year, 88-89, 27, 6, and I'm rounding up 5-8,
Yeah.
and 8. And that's it.
That's all we got.
It's basically in 91-92 he was 25, 6, and 6.
Okay. So he did it a couple
So
of times.
He did it a couple times. So yeah, and Dame
Never averaged
Dame never
over
had those kind of
5 rebounds a
No,
game.
No,
He had years where he was 30 points and 8 assists, or 30 points and 7.5 assists. So he did 2 of the categories. But
Is Denny our Cal Raleigh? He's just going to emerge as one of the third greatest.
I mean, look, for all the criticisms that I've had of Joe Cronin, and I think he's done a handful of things not well, to put it politely.
By far his best move.
It's not even close. Like, he hit a grand slam to Bub Carrington. I don't even know what he's doing for the Wizards. I just know they're terrible. Like, that was, and Brogdon retired, didn't he? Isn't he out of the
he's
league?
out.
So that was a grand slam of a trade for Cronin.
I want to ask you guys this. It's easy to have this conversation off of a win at a place like Cleveland. Did we see this player play his final game? And I just want to throw something out that's interesting. Like, back to what we said yesterday. Should they be aggressive, and should they try to do something that would really move a needle? We'll talk about that next on The Fan.
I'll be your wish, I'll be your fantasy. I'll be your hope, I'll be your love, be everything that you need.
This is Dirt and Sprague on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Well, talk about burying the lead. We have buried the lead on something, and I think we've done a good job burying it, but it's not been easy behind the scenes here on the show this morning for somebody. And I'll tell you who that is coming up at the bottom of the hour. But if you're just tuning in, there's the Blazers' winning song as they win in Cleveland yesterday. We were talking about the Blazers and what they did well yesterday. And
put some money on them on the money line in games that don't make sense. That's the lesson I've learned so far. Denver made no sense. OKC, still the only team to beat them. And now Cleveland last night. There's probably another one in there that I'm forgetting. That just like, how did they? Okay, second of a back-to-back. Cleveland played everybody, right? Did they sit anybody out last night?
Yeah, I think they played everybody.
To me, I thought
Garland
they played,
came off the
everybody
bench.
Was,
Mobley played. Mitchell played.
When three of your guys weren't in there, and they led the entire game. For great first quarter, they were in charge the entire game.
Yeah, it was a great game. We are 21 days away from you and 68% of this city caring about the NBA being starting.
Well, what happens in 21 days, though? Are the Ducks still playing? Because if they win, then it might get kicked back another week.
It goes 2026.
Then it'll be like January 2nd. And then if they win that game, then maybe we'll kick it back to like January 10th.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see how that plays
Ducks
out.
lose on January 6th.
Yeah.
Don't want that to happen.
No.
You know what happens on January 6th.
No. We don't want to be connected to that history.
All right. Well, so we talked about this on the group chat.
Yes, we did.
And it's one of those like, this is never going to happen because Portland doesn't get nice things, but I wish it would. Has Giannis Antetokounmpo played his last game as a Buck?
I'm really curious to see what the reaction to his injury is going to be because it's a calf strain.
They've already ruled out there's no Achilles. It's legitimately
sure, 100% positive.
100%.
Are they just saying that because they want to trade him and they don't want him to have an Achilles injury? And follow up to that, how many times does a calf injury lead to an Achilles injury?
Well, it does, but also McCaffrey had that going into the season. He hasn't popped his Achilles. Knock on wood. Yeah.
Knock on wood.
And just because it has happened doesn't mean it happens every time. And I think we're seeing teams in sports be way more cautious with calf injuries.
Okay, I just know this is a trend right now in the league where a lot of guys are going down with calf strains right now.
Well, yeah, and then Halliburton's pop last year in the Game 7, I think, has cautioned everybody. Like, isn't that why Drew's out, calf injury?
I believe so.
I would legitimately ask when we're going to see Drew Holiday again because, again, they don't want to put that in jeopardy.
Yes.
So why I asked that question is a report comes out yesterday from Shams that Giannis and his reps want to talk about the future and the partnership, which is, I think, code and vague for should we get traded?
It's the most polite way humanly possible to demand a trade.
He's becoming Dame in Milwaukee.
Yes.
He doesn't want to demand a trade, but he does, but he doesn't, but he will, and he doesn't want to be a villain for it.
And this is the way you do it to not become a villain. You don't say, get me the hell out of here. You say, let's explore options.
Yeah, but then you still get Sam Tongues that are like, he asked out of here. And I'm like, we're not reading the room here. Clearly the team was pushing him that way. Anyways, I digress. I think because he's got the calf injury, he's not going to put himself in jeopardy.
Probably not.
And the deadline's not that far away, so that's why I'm asking. Have we seen the last game of Giannis in a Buck uniform?
It'd be weird to see it end the way that it did last night because it was so nondescript. I think he either made a shot or somebody made a shot, and he's just running back the other end, takes 2 steps. He's basically underneath the other hoop and just goes down to the ground, slams the floor a couple times. And your head goes to the worst spot possible because yesterday the news did break that he's exploring his future, and then that happens, and you're like, oh my God, the day that he's contemplating finally demanding a trade out of Milwaukee, he just ruptured his Achilles. But according to what you're saying, that he didn't, and that's a good sign. I would venture to guess, yes, he has played his last game in a Bucks uniform because I think they're in the spot now where he's going to miss some time. So that's going to essentially tank their season, right? I don't know how they are this year without him.
They won last night despite him leaving in the first quarter.
And so maybe they surprise and they find a way to win a couple of games without him. I don't expect that's going to continue because he's such a good player. And if that's the case, I think Milwaukee will have to have a moment where they look in the mirror and realize, 1, the season's not going anywhere. But 2, now is the time, and you don't want to risk further injury if you are going to make a trade to that level of bringing him back, and then, God forbid, something does happen to his Achilles, and then all of that gets kicked down the road for another year because nobody's going to trade for him at that point. So I would venture to guess he has, and I would ask if we're not. I know that we don't get nice things, but I guess my ultimate message to the organization, and I know there's a lot up in the air with the sale and all that, is What are we waiting for? Like,
well,
what?
they had a directive to not do anything and let the guy come in and evaluate. I think would be the natural response.
I don't think Tom Dundon needs to evaluate Giannis Antetokounmpo. Like, we're not talking about a fringe trade here. We're talking about one of the bona fide best players in the league.
So you want Portland to go after him?
Why would you not want Portland to go after him? Hey, you want your picks back? We got young players who are lottery picks who are developing. We got future picks. And, oh, by the way, we got 2 massive salaries that can make this work financially. Because Jeremy Grant's making a lot of money and Drew Holiday's making a lot of money.
Well, and Jeremy's an expiring, so I think that would be the interesting part for them is they wouldn't have a long-term commitment. I don't know about Drew. I ran the trade machine last night when I was texting you guys because I saw the report and then I watched the game and I'm like having these unnecessary visions in my brain of Denny, Giannis,
two,
Shaden,
Dame.
Yeah, Dame, yeah, sure. And I'm just like,
why not? What
Jeremy,
are we waiting for?
Scoot, Klingon, 4 firsts, go.
Make the
and
call.
Then I started thinking, like, how many teams would be jumping in this? If it's Giannis, a lot, right? But, like, how many teams can beat that kind of offer? Because 4 firsts is not nothing.
No.
And then you'd get the promise of Scoot.
And they know they're going to
Klingon.
suck, and you're giving them their first-round picks back. Those are going to be good picks.
Right. But then I did come up with a team that could probably beat you.
Who can beat us?
The Spurs.
Yeah, probably.
Here's Dylan Harper, because De'Aaron Fox is an MF and beast, and they just signed him to a 4-year extension. So, yeah, it sucks to lose Harper because they just drafted him. Here's Dylan Harper. Here's Devin Vassell. There's the money. Swag thinks they'd have to include Castle. I think they could find a way to not and then give them draft capital because I think they still have picks from the Pelicans or the Hawks for DeJounte Murray stuff.
Those
I can't
are good
remember who it
picks.
is, but
those are good picks.
They've got picks.
I'd say our picks are better because Milwaukee knows their own future is going to suck, so we can give them their
but they've got
top
Dylan
10
Harper.
picks back. Yeah, and
He's
that would
more
help them a little
unknown
bit.
than Scoot has been.
I just like the reality of the NBA is, and this is something I've argued for years now, and it's why I was pro tank, but they're unfortunately 0 for 4 in this category. Yeah, I mean, until you have a number 1, you're not going anywhere. On a big scale in the NBA. And maybe this is offensive to Denny Avdia because we just highlighted he's doing something that very few Blazers in the history of this organization have ever done. So maybe he is a number 1. But the reality is until you find that true superstar, there's just, what are you, a second-round team, play-in team, first-round team?
I mean,
like,
you might be a second-round team with Giannis. Like, there's no guarantees.
Of course there's no guarantees, but I can tell you there's a guarantee without Giannis of how far you're going to go. I know that answer. There's a limit on how far your team could go. The whole idea of trading Dame and getting the picks and going what you've gone through is to compile assets in order to do something. And I guess my larger question is, how long do we wait until we do something?
That's a mighty something there, Andrew.
It would be a great something.
I'd love to see that. I'd love to see Joe pick up the call and say, hey, we've been friends. We've done business, which is how the league does operate.
Yes.
What do we think about you took our guy? What if we take your guy? We'll treat him well. You treated our guy well. What if we give some of what you want back? And
here's your first-round picks back. We'll throw in a couple of our young players. Here's an expiring massive contract that'll come off your books after the year. There you go.
More likely for us to make that phone call or just sign Chris Paul and roll it the rest of the year.
Hey, we got some guard help. Yeah. Take a swing. What happened to going so all in it was going to hurt? I want to hurt, Joe.
I want to hurt so bad,
Hurt
Joe.
me, Joe.
Joe, hurt us.
Hurt me.
Make me hurt. My wife, why can't you perform? I've been hurt by Joe Cronin.
He keeps hurting me.
He's just hurting us.
It's painful.
Please, Joe Cronin, hurt us. All right. This has been delayed long enough. I can't believe we've gotten through an hour and a half of the show because something has been happening in sports, and it's remarkable my co-host has performed at all. I'll tell you what it is, but first, Swag with the sports update.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Brought to you by Mountaintop Metal Roofing. No maintenance, energy efficient, fire resistant, and a lifetime warranty. Do it once, do it right. Visit mountaintopmetalroofing.com. First on the Fan, Blazers did it right in Cleveland last night. Denny Avdia, 27 points, 8 boards, 7 assists, led 6 Blazers in double figures. Shaden Sharp, Kalen Love, each with 20 off the bench. 122-110, the victory over the Cavs. They move on to Detroit to take on the Eastern Conference leading Pistons Friday. Following a day of rumor and speculation that Giannis Antetokounmpo might be looking to leave Milwaukee soon, he left the Bucks win over the Pistons early in the first quarter. Team called it a calf strain. They are awaiting results from an MRI to see if there is further damage. Thursday night football, Looking like an elimination game between the Lions and Cowboys in Detroit. Both teams currently outside the playoff picture. 5:15 kick on Prime Video. Lions 3-point favorites. Oregon State ending a 5-game losing streak by hitting 14 threes in an 80-58 rout of the Vermont Catamounts. JoJo Lake leading 4 Beavs in double figures with 18. Next up, Oregon State hosts Southern Utah Saturday at Gill Coliseum. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Jason Swigard from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Sports Saturday with Joe.
All right, welcome back in. a Magic Hat Thursday. Get to that in 9 a.m. hour. I got some juicy little Magic Hat things for you.
Okay.
Bill Orm will join us at 8:30. He wants to defend his Christmas tree, and we have publicly posted. Dirt has called it out.
I'm not the only one. I'm not the only one calling it out anymore. Now that it is public knowledge, this is a community noted thing, not just a Dirt thing.
I'd like to ask him how many times he had to take the photo, because he sent me the photo, and it's one of those lives, like when you hold it down, it's actually like a motion photo.
Yeah.
And he has like kind of an expression like, again? Fine. As if like his first two photos weren't good enough.
The wife told him his eyes were closed. You got to take another one. Fine.
My family, every time we take a big photo, we'll take at least 4. I literally get to where I'm going to stand. And I just smile and I don't stop because I know they're just going to do it again. So I just do that and I just keep my smile the same way the whole time.
Don't move.
Don't move.
Don't change the expression.
It's 7:39. Pretty remarkable we're able to get this far into the show.
We're almost halfway done.
We are. Because my co-host being able to rattle off takes on aging and Blazers and Joe Cronin trades and anything. It's a phenomenal job. Some would say maybe the best job he's ever done here at the Fan. Because if you don't know and you don't follow, Chris Henry Jr. is the best receiver in the recruiting class.
He is.
And yesterday, Dirt's Oregon Ducks stayed at number 2 in the recruiting rankings, according to 24/7 Sports. And Chris Henry Jr., who was all but a lock to go to Ohio State because of Brian Hartline.
Been committed a very long time.
Has not signed a commitment yet. And Hartline went to South Florida. And now, according to the report by Steve Wiltfong, he doesn't know what to do because he loved Hartline. He's a very loyal dude.
Come on home, Chris.
His relationship with Dan Lanning is stellar, according to Wiltfong.
And he's not going to go to South Florida.
And Texas is coming in the 11th hour with, hey, here's the kind of money that nobody has offered you yet.
Here's $3 million. You want to come play in Austin?
So here's a fun fact. Due to Chris Henry Sr. RIP, his legal guardian is Pac-Man Jones. And so right now, he's looking to Pac-Man Jones for his guidance on where to go to college. And I don't know if that's good or bad for you. But right now, it's USC, Ohio State, Oregon, and potentially Texas, according to Steve Wiltfong, for Chris Henry Jr.
It was also funny yesterday. Chad Johnson sent out a tweet, said, wherever you go, nephew, I'm going to come be the wide receiver coach, which would... I know. I don't want to make this any more painful for you. You guys had a great day yesterday. Things are going swimmingly.
We've literally been begging
but
that guy
I saw that
for
yesterday, and I'm like,
Twitter.
that would be uncomfortable.
Just come and visit us.
Him standing
one
on the
time.
sideline wearing green and yellow would be a little weird, but I get the relationship there, and I think a lot of those people have filled in his life after the tragic passing of his dad. This one, it goes back to communication and relationships, which is what was so surprising about yesterday. The intel and the reporting was, he has been committed to Ohio State for a long time. He was a big fish. Oregon has been after him forever, for months and months and months, for years and years. He commits to Ohio State a long time ago. He's been steady in his commitment. I think he took a couple of more trips to Oregon, but a lot of kids take trips when they're already committed, and part of it's just, hey, it's a free trip somewhere. Why the hell would I not want to go? But according to the intel yesterday, Hartline takes the South Florida job, and nobody at Ohio State called him to tell him. And he found it out via Twitter through his family. That's the reporting, and that's why.
Do you believe that, though, that program, the way they recruit, would not be on top of like, hey, he's leaving, we're just getting ahead of him telling you now? I'm not saying it's not true. It just...
I don't know.
So good at what they do there. I would imagine that wouldn't happen.
I would ask then, and maybe the recruiting philosophies via staff is different. And Oregon's wide receiver coach is not left, but their offense is not losing assistant coaches who have been a part of this recruiting process.
His relationship is with Lanning, not Stein.
And I think, well, look, Oregon has always had that philosophy of it's a whole staff recruitment angle. And you've also heard a little murmurs behind the scenes that both of their coordinator hires might be promoted from within. Drew Mehringer was brought up yesterday. For those who don't know who that is, he was one of the first hires that Lanning made. He's been their tight end coach for the last 4 years. They've had great tight end play, and he has had experience calling plays, and so he's the guy that might get promoted. So maybe that's an angle that's intriguing to Henry, that he already knows the guy who will be it, and Ohio State doesn't quite know that yet. And again, Mehringer hasn't even been hired yet.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to connect dots of why all of a sudden, other than that, would this become a tough decision for him? Because he's been committed to Ohio State for a very long time. And let's not sit here and act like this is a random place where he's going. It's the premier wide receiver university in the country.
Yep.
They put NFL wide receivers in as first-round picks every year. They currently have the best wide
ones.
receiver in college football in Jeremiah Smith.
Might have the best one in the NFL right now.
Probably.
Smith and Jigba.
They might have the 3 best ones in the NFL right now, for all I know. Like, these guys are loaded, right? So
You're right.
that was the intel and reporting. I tend to have the same opinion of you of why would Ryan Day be that stupid not to call him and let him know. But
remember the Jeremiah Smith
sense.
press conference?
Yeah, he almost fainted because Jeremiah Smith nearly flipped at the last second.
Again, I don't want to discredit anybody reporting stuff. Maybe that's true. When I watch a guy almost faint about locking up a 5-star receiver, I tend to want to lean that guy is button-upped on recruiting, that he knows he's losing Heartline to USF. He thought he was losing Heartline to Kentucky potentially, and that they did reach out. Again, I don't know how much of this is true. There's so much that gets floated out about this stuff.
Yeah.
But Oregon...
This is a big one, dude. This is a big one.
Yeah, I mean, DeCorian Moore has been openly recruiting him for the last, 48 hours, and probably longer than that, but publicly really going after him.
And you would have a chance in back-to-back classes to sign the number 1 wide receiver in the country. That's like... Oregon is not a place that has been wide receiver. They've had good receivers.
They've had 2 seasons with both of them, by the way, Moore and him. And if he hits the way that he's, touted and scouted,
yes,
my God, talk about having an Ohio State situation.
You would have 2 of the best wide receivers in college football next year, and that's never been a position of strength, really, until Lanning came around. And I don't want to take anything away from the DJ Davises or Jeff Mails of the world, but this is a different era of Oregon wide receivers, right? And they've we joked earlier on the pregame show at the beginning of the year that Jeremiah McClellan, if he was on one of those 2009 teams, he's number 5 on the depth chart here. He would have been their best wide receiver back in the day.
Yes,
that's how deep they are at that position. So it shows a change in the recruiting and the ability to go get guys. But Oregon's got 3 guys, I think, left that haven't signed. One of them is their 5-star tight end, Kendra Harrison. He's going to sign today. He just had for whatever reason, his thing was today instead of yesterday. There is one of their elite wide receivers, Jalen Lotto, is not signed yet. And so there's some speculation out there. Is he waiting to see what happens with Chris Henry?
Isn't that the guy Nemick mentioned yesterday?
Yes, everybody loves him. He's
really
a Dallas kid. Now, he had his ceremony yesterday, but I don't believe he sent in his paperwork. So maybe he's in a similar spot that if Henry signs and he flips somewhere else, maybe they get them both. You had this last year. Dallas Wilson, who ended up going to Florida, initially signed with Oregon, and they were 2 of the top 3 receivers in the country, DeCorian Moore and Dallas Wilson. And then after he signed, he asked for a release, and he ended up going home and staying in Florida. And so all of this stuff is very fluid. But yesterday, yes, I was glued to this like a hawk, waiting to see if Chris Henry had announced anything.
You doing okay over there?
I'm doing great. If they get Chris Henry Jr., they're going to end up on some sites with the number 1 recruiting class in the country. That has never happened in the history of the program.
Well, I mean, how many times have they finished number 2?
Not very often. Actually, I don't know if
I don't think they've been number 2.
Lanning, I feel like, keeps setting the record for their best recruiting class they've ever
5,
had. Like,
and then it's 4, and now it's 2. I don't think they've ever had number 2 recruiting class.
Would add a 6th 5-star. If they keep the other guys and they sign, it would add a 6th 5-star to their class.
Could you imagine, though, the cross-show conversation if he goes to USC?
Yeah, the reporting yesterday with USC was out of the running, but USC did flip a massive wide receiver yesterday. One of his teammates at Mater Dei had also been committed to Ohio State for a long time, and he flipped to USC and signed yesterday. And so that was a big last-second flip for them.
Yeah, we flipped a receiver yesterday.
You guys flipped a 4-star wide receiver from Ole Miss yesterday.
You're damn right we did. Who would want to stay at Ole Miss anymore? It's a sinking ship.
Don't know who the hell the coach is going to be. Getting the hell out of there.
Come be a beef. How about that?
You guys had an awesome day on the recruiting trail yesterday.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
For Oregon State expectations and for where you were and the fact that the staff just got hired on when did he get hired? Wednesday, whatever it was, a week ago?
I think Friday.
Like, dude, that to turn it around and have that level of impact immediately shows you what a competent staff can do.
I agree.
In short order.
Yeah,
now, I don't know how he's going to be X's and O's and coaching and all that, but the lifeblood of your program is acquiring talent, and he's off to a good start doing that.
A lot more to get into. Bill Oram at 8:30. Dirt and Sprague. We're back with more on 105.1 The Fan.
It's time for Who's Stinking It Up.
Woo! Do not go in there.
A sports lowlight, ripped from the headlines.
We couldn't do diddly poo.
Brought to you by Three Mountains Home Services. Schedule your appointment online at threemountainshomservices.com.
He's doing an MRI right now, so we'll know more hopefully by the end of the night. I didn't know what it was, so I just wanted the trainers to attend to him, and right when they brought him in, they took him to the hospital.
There's Doc Rivers. The Bucks get a comeback win against the Pistons last night despite Giannis leaving early in the game. He's got a calf strain, and now he might be on the verge of requesting a trade.
to Portland. Make it happen, Joe Cronin. Let's have them be stinking it up, and we'll send them their picks back, and then they won't be stinking. Well, they will stink, but they can at least have their picks, and we'll get Giannis. Let's have something nice.
Who's stinking it up? Calf injuries in the NBA, brought to you by our friends at 3 Mountains Home Services, who want you to save big with this timely furnace tune-up special. Now that the cold weather is here, they'll tune up your furnace for only $59. A great special this month. Don't delay. Schedule the valuable service today at 3mountainshomeservices.com to make home services delightful.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Trailblazers with a big bounce-back performance led by Denny Avdia, had 27 points, 8 boards, 7 assists, 6 Blazers in double figures. And they built an 18-point third-quarter lead in Cleveland, held on to beat the Cavs 122-110. They head to Detroit Friday to take on the Eastern Conference leading Pistons. Giannis Antetokounmpo, on a day swirling with rumors he may be done in Milwaukee, was done 3 minutes into their game against the Pistons. Team called it a calf strain. They are awaiting results from an MRI to see if there is further damage. Thursday night football appears to be an elimination game between the Lions and Cowboys in Detroit. Both teams currently on the outside looking into the playoff picture. 5:15 kick on Prime Video. Lions a 3-point favorite. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Jason Swigard from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the firm of Network.
Hey, welcome back in. Hour number 3. Dirt and Sprague here, Portland sports leader. 105.1 FM, The Fan, 1080 AM. The Odyssey app. Live on YouTube, I think.
We are live.
Hey, look, we got a lot going on. He's getting breakfast burritos for us.
Swear to God, I thought I hit the button, boys.
His
I'm
plate is
terribly
full.
sorry.
It's all good. Could have been a double click, too. Maybe you turn it off, turn it on.
It's a sensitive button. So
Very well could be. We were back on YouTube. Hello, everybody. I get it. We missed you, too, just as much as you missed us. You missed a glorious conversation making fun of Penn State. Penn State's in hell, and there's no hope, so have fun with that in the years to come.
You blew my mind with that recruiting ranking.
Isn't it wild?
I just didn't know that was possible.
There was I think one of their guys was a quarterback. I can't remember what he was rated, but he committed yesterday. I think he's a 4-star quarterback, and everybody's like, why? I don't even know who the head coach is going to be.
Well, he gets to play. Balor's gone.
That is true.
You'll play.
He might be their starting quarterback next year.
You know?
I also chuckled because I don't think they're on Oregon's schedule next year. And I'm like, damn it, why not that they were that good this, at least, maybe they were at the start of the year. But I did think, like, why couldn't next year have been the big whiteout game? Everybody's going to beat up on them by 50 points, and I don't think Oregon has them on the Big Ten schedule.
Do the Huskies have them?
Let me double check. So Oregon next year, thank you for your pop-up ad. Their Big Ten games, Illinois, Michigan State, Michigan, Nebraska, Northwestern, UCLA, Washington, Ohio State, and USC. So they don't have them.
And it looks like Washington's
might have them in Husky Stadium next year.
Hold on, I got it here.
Because they were at Penn State last year, and then they didn't play them this year, so they might have them.
Washington does get Penn State at home.
They get
at
home.
God, they're going to kill them. I want that game on my schedule so bad. That might be the easiest win in the Big Ten next year, man.
Washington gets Indiana at home.
Indiana,
Ooh.
Iowa, and Minnesota at home.
Juicy
They're
game.
at Purdue, Nebraska, Michigan State, as well as Oregon and USC.
Yeah. Anywho, Penn State's going to suck. That's fun. I do have some more college football nuggies to get to, just some kind of odds and ends and things we're tracking, and including one trend that I saw yesterday that I thought was encouraging for the top of the sport. And so we'll get to that coming up here in a little bit. But I do want to start this out with Bill Orm coming up bottom of the hour. Not often am I like genuinely excited in appointment television for a Thursday night football game. The product usually isn't very good, and maybe that's the case again here tonight. There's no flexing of these games at this point, right? So you're kind of stuck with what you got.
Sure.
Cowboys and Lions is a doozy, man. And I gave the numbers yesterday, and I want to repeat this. So there's a lot of these matchups around the NFL this weekend where a win and a loss and what it does to your playoff hopes. So to your point on an elimination game, these are the odds for the Lions and the Cowboys in Detroit tonight. If the Lions win the game, they have a 57% chance to make the playoffs. If they lose, it falls all the way down to 23%. So slim chance to make it after that. Dallas, this is essentially it. They're in like win or survive mode every week. They've done it a couple weeks in a row, coming back against Philly and then beating Kansas City past week on Thanksgiving. If they win, 35% chance to make the playoffs. If they lose, it falls all the way below 10%. They're at 8% chance to make it. So in terms of the swings that will happen for the winner and the loser, they are massive tonight. I want to start with the team that I know you don't like, And we make fun of their fans, and it's great. Joe Fisher's walking around peacocking because his team's won like 3 games in a row for the first time in a decade. Where are we at on Dallas if they win tonight in Detroit?
Live as a wild card.
Yeah.
And look, maybe that's disrespectful to even the division because if Philadelphia loses their next game,
they're in LA on Monday night.
Yeah, they're a half game back.
Now, Herbert's got a broken hand, and he's saying, I'm going to play, and he's not practicing. We'll see how that works out. But they're in LA on Monday night.
But we've seen the Eagles' offense look stupid.
Yes, we have.
So Herbert broken hand, no broken hand. The Chargers are live to win that game. And until we see a blowout by Philly, everybody should go into every game with the Eagles and assume it's going to be a tight contest that's going to be tough for them to score. I mean, where we're at with Dallas is just simply like, yeah, they've won 3 in a row. Their Thanksgiving game was a monster game to get.
Yes.
Because we continue to give, and by we, I'll just maybe speak for myself because I don't know exactly how you feel. I keep giving the Chiefs the benefit until I told you I see the elimination on a graphic.
I spragged the line on the Chiefs on Thursday because I'm doing the same exact thing.
But their defense has not been as good this year, and their offense is too inconsistent. And so the Chiefs, look, they're the Chiefs. And so I want to be fair to Dallas and say that's a great win for you on Thursday. I also look at their 3-game win streak. And
started with the Raiders. They blew them out. Then they were down 21-0 to Philly.
The Philly game was odd. The Philly comeback, Philly did that twice this year. They did it to Denver when they were up 17, was it 17-0, 17-3? And then they did it with Dallas when they were up 21-0. So I don't really know how to properly gauge it other than if they beat Detroit tonight on the road, and as Lucy Burge mentioned yesterday, they're 2-4 on the road. So, if they lose tonight to the Lions, who, by the way, their defense sucks right now.
Not playing good.
I think you just have to kind of look at Dallas and, one, scratch them off the list because they'll be 6-6-1. If they're not winning this game, they're probably going to lose another game or two.
And they essentially have to win out because the back half of the wild card race in the NFC, you're not going to be 500 and get a spot. You got to keep winning games.
So if they win, they're live for the wild card and they'll be in the thick of the division race, and we can talk about that if they win. I just think tonight, as much as America says it's about the Cowboys, tonight is infinitely more about the Lions. And it's not that Dan Campbell can't have a questionably bad season or a season you go from being the 1 seed, disappointed home, to not even making the playoffs. It's more like, how do you fix what's wrong? Because they were supposed to be good defensively this year. Even though they lost Aaron Glenn, they were getting guys back, including Hutchinson.
They were decimated by injuries last year.
Have you checked their pass defense the last couple weeks?
Not good.
It's been terrible.
Yep.
And so you watch last week, it wasn't like Love lit him up for 500 yards, but he made every throw when he needed to. He got throws to get first downs when he needed to. He had 4 touchdowns. He had no picks. The week before, they need overtime to beat Jameis the Giants, who went out there and just punched him in the mouth. So I'm worried. And I also think their pass blocking's been terrible. And oh, by the way, Ragnow came out of retirement and failed his physical.
That was pretty wild because they introduced him as welcome a legend back, and then 48 hours later, somebody did the gif of him running out of the tunnel and then running back into the tunnel.
It's the Abe Simpson. It's like I'm in and I'm out. See you later. So
not doing it.
I think tonight is more about Detroit, and can they start to look a little Detroitish, or are they in a real tailspin here with how they're playing defensively?
They also we've debated Jared Goff a lot over the years, from his time in L.A. to it didn't end well. It didn't start well and then didn't end well. And then they trade him, and then the Rams win a Super Bowl without him. And you're like, hey, look at that, it worked. And then Detroit becomes good. He's been a very debated quarterback, as a lot of them are over the last handful of years. I also look at his stat line on the season, and I feel like it's a little misleading. Goff, statistically speaking, is not having a terrible year. I also feel like in bigger games and bigger moments, he has not played that well, and he's missed throws, and they've had games where they've just kind of disappeared offensively.
That Detroit game, or that Philadelphia game a couple weeks ago.
He was horrible against Philly. They lost 16, and he was 14 of 37. That's horrendous.
I think it was his worst statistical game of his career.
And I know that the stat line, again, wasn't terrible against Green Bay, but then you have the one play on 4th down where you go for it, and yeah, Jameson Williams should have caught the ball, but he didn't make a good throw on 4th down. He missed some guys. You go back to the opener where they were dreadful on the road in Green Bay to start the season. There's just been some clunkers for them this year offensively, and part of that is on Jared Goff. And I think as long as he is there, because of the career he's had, he will be a debated guy of, can you win a Super Bowl with Jared Goff, which is a pretty dumb question to ask in my mind, because you did get to an NFC title game a couple years ago, and you had the lead against San Francisco, and you blew it in the second half on the road. That should have been your NFC title. So he's been close. He's knocked on the door, and he's been to a Super Bowl with the Rams. But the older he gets, he's 31. I know he's under contract. That will be a thing we discuss of, where is he at in the quarterback pantheon if they are to fall short, and does he deserve any responsibility for falling off? Because, again, the numbers aren't terrible when you look at them, but I also feel like this is a big game for him because let's not sit here and act like Dallas is dominant defensively. I know Quentin Williams has improved things a little bit for them on the inside, and they've gotten better up front from where they were at the start of the year after the Parsons trade, but this is still a pretty bad Dallas defense. And so when I look at Detroit at home and their weapons and the year Gibbs is having, and I know St. Brown might not play, I don't know if there's been any clarification on that, yes or no, quite yet. This is a game where your offense has to go eat. Dallas is going to move it on you. Your defense is struggling. Yep. You won games like this at the end of last year when your defense was decimated and you were winning shootout after shootout after shootout. You got to go do it again tonight.
I don't know what the answer is if they lose. It might be just a season you shrug your shoulders and you're like, it's cooked. Because, again, I believe this is an elimination game for either loser. And I'll be honest with you, going into it, I'm not going to spread the line on the game. I actually think I'm leaning Dallas.
Are you?
It's just there's just something a little off about the Lions this year.
Yeah.
And I've been giving them benefit of the doubt last couple weeks. That Giant game was...
I've gambled on them back-to-back weeks and lost.
That Giant game was the quintessential, they respond to the loss by blowing the bad team they play out the next week, and it was instantly, we're losing.
We're losing, and
we're still losing. And now we need overtime to win the game, and then I don't know, the Philly performance was pretty terrible. And then last weekend, or last Thursday, when they play the Packers, you're just like, what is this?
Yep.
What are you doing?
Yeah, the Packers are a good team. They're good defensively, and they showed they could play up for certain opponents, but they controlled that entire game.
I have to believe, on your Goff point, I have to believe they're going to start kicking around the idea of drafting somebody.
Right, that's my question. Like, if you miss the playoffs,
but...
he's 31, and again, he's not terrible, but like, we've learned this, that the best time to find the replacement is when you have a guy. You don't want to get into a desperation mode where 2 more years go down and then Goff continues to slip and you've missed the playoffs 3 years in a row.
Yep.
Well, now we'll go find a quarterback. It's like, no, now is if this is the way your season's going to end, and it seems a little rash, maybe a little reactionary because they have been such a good organization the last 3 years.
Right.
NFC title game, number 1 seed last year. Like, I get it. But when things fall off like this, you got to look in the mirror and figure out what the hell happened and what the hell went wrong. And I don't know if they know the answers, which is concerning.
I just wonder how many coordinator changes they're going to make. Like, is Shepard in trouble?
Yeah.
Are they? I think they're obviously going to be changing their OC situation. He's calling the plays now.
Yes,
which hasn't been great.
Looked good for a moment, and he was cute, and it was, hey, look at that, Dan Campbell's doing great. And in the last couple of weeks, it has not gone.
Let me go for it on 4th down for the 80th time.
I tend to agree with you. Like, my gut tells me you got to take Lions. Lions at home, Thursday night, season on the line,
I'm
Dan Campbell.
Feeling, dude.
And then my head's telling me, dude, Dallas is playing good football right now.
I think Dallas can honestly do it.
So it should be a fun one on Thursday night. And the other benefit, at least, of tonight's game is usually Thursday night football this time of year, you're just like, everybody get out healthy. Nobody wants to be there. Full week off.
Full week off.
Because they both played last Thursday. So it's one of those unique ones where you get a full week off in between Thursdays. Should be fun, man. I can't wait tonight for Thursday night football. I want to get to a couple of college football odds and ends coming up next, including one trend that makes me optimistic for how the sport's looking and how it used to look. We'll dive into that in the Bill Orm bottom of the hour, I should say. Back after this on 105.1 FM The Fan.
1080 AM.
Hey, how about you text the word Matt, M-A-T-T, to 503-864-6326. And if you do so, you will be entered for a chance to win tickets to see Matt Rife October 10th, 2026 at the Moda Center. Head on over to 1051thefan.com for complete details. Again, text Matt, M-A-T-T, to 503-864-6326 for your chance to win a pair of tickets. Matt Rife. Couple of college football odds and ends. We'll get to Bill Orem at the bottom of the hour. He wanted to come on and defend his honor, and so we'll see what he has to say about his skinny little Christmas tree. Magic hat, top of the hour. I love my Magic hat submissions. There's no dead moms and sleeping bags this week. I promise you that.
Thank you for that.
A little more sports heavy this week from me, so we'll get to all of that coming up still in the show.
Coincidentally, they played on Friday Mrs. Doubtfire on television.
Did they? Watch them. That's a great movie, man.
So
R.I.P.
good.
Love Robin Williams. Okay, a couple of things I'm going to throw at you. Random college football odds and ends. 3 things here in this segment. First off, what do we make of Vanderbilt legitimately exploring the possibility of trying to play a game this weekend? So Vanderbilt's on the outside looking into the playoff. They realize they're dead. Like there's no pathway for them to get in at 10-2. Their argument is pretty valid because on the one hand, they gave somebody, I think it was Oklahoma, the committee said, well, Oklahoma jumped 7 spots when they went on the road and won at Neyland Stadium. Mm-hmm. And it's like, that's a great win. You won on the road at Tennessee, top 25 team, right? Vanderbilt only moved up. Or actually, they didn't move at all after winning on the road at Tennessee. In fact, Texas jumped them with a worse record. Yeah, I know there's the head-to-head there, but Texas is 9-3, Vanderbilt's 10-2. And Texas jumped them, other teams jumped them, and so they were like, wait a minute, I thought winning at Tennessee was a quality win. Now it's no longer a quality win. They're 14th. They legitimately have kicked around the idea. Now it has been officially shot down, but there was interest from the team, university officials, and the athletic department to try and find a way to play a game this weekend just to show the committee that they can pile up one more win.
Even if it was granted, who are you playing? And if it's nobody of real note, you're doing nothing for yourself.
Let me ask you this. Is there anybody else in the mix that would answer that call?
Well, I mean,
if you're Utah's right behind them at 15.
Yeah,
there's also not a pathway for them.
I would want the play-in games, like you had mentioned. Like if you don't
answer the call and come play.
You do conference champions to settle some of the seeding, and when you get to like 8 and beyond, maybe 8 to 14,
that'd be a fun way to do it.
You do like a play-in thing, and look, some of these teams sort themselves out. Yeah, I was going to bring this up, but I'm kind of glad you did with Vanderbilt. I love that Vanderbilt wants this. Like, I don't mean to crap on Vanderbilt when I say I don't think they're getting in as a 2-loss team. I just think the committee speaks and says, yeah, you're in the SEC, but you're still Vanderbilt.
Like, yeah, that is definitely a logo thing.
And so it's going to take a couple years, and then eventually Clark Lee will get a benefit. I promise you. When they signed Jared Curtis.
Which he signed yesterday, number 1 quarterback in the country, going to Vanderbilt.
But I thought he hadn't made his mind up yet.
That was an official.
Was that
they stole my announcement, and I didn't get a chance to make my announcement, and you stole my. I wanted to be the guy that announced it. I know.
Sign your paper. Anyway, shut up. In 2 years, Jared Curtis is a stud.
Yeah.
Vanderbilt will get a benefit. Right now, they're not quite there in that conference. I was going to bring this up because Sukanik said it yesterday, and it kind of made me think in the car. You and I think universally, we have been pretty against BYU of like, get out of here with the BYU thing. If you look at serious metrics, like they're
getting absolutely hosed.
Well, but I think that's where I wanted to go is you and I both feel the same way about them.
Because I don't think they're one of the 12 best teams in the country, but that's not important.
Yeah,
it's not about what you think. It's about what have they shown on the field.
Right, but like I'm arguing for Miami to make it at 2 losses. We're going to say Bama, should they get a bye?
They're a lock.
They have 2 now. They could get in with 3. Like
Oklahoma's a 2-loss team. They're a lock. Notre Dame is ahead of BYU.
Yeah, and if you could be like, well, who would win between BYU and Oklahoma? You could pick Oklahoma, sure.
Doesn't matter. I picked Alabama to beat Oklahoma, and how'd that turn out?
I have no evidence that Oklahoma would win that game. They're not very good. So I thought that was just something interesting of like that, more even than the ACC. Maybe about the same as the ACC. That conference, we give nothing in terms of respect to.
Nope.
And we give way more respect to the middle to top end of the SEC and certainly the Big Ten.
Without a doubt.
And it is funny how we're talking and viewing a BYU.
They have a win over Utah, who's ranked in the top 15. That's technically better than any win that Oregon has, by the way.
Their only 2 losses to the potentially are against the number, what are they, 4?
4? Yeah, number 4
Texas
team
Tech
in the
is number 4 right now.
They got bludgeoned in that game,
sure.
So you got to take that into consideration.
Yes.
But yes, it's not like it's a bad loss. It's not losing to Florida State.
Or Florida.
Or Florida.
Should Texas make it? Dan Orlovsky, tell me why Texas should make it after losing to Florida. So
it's because they went to overtime against Kentucky, don't you know?
It is fun. I know none of it matters largely until the final rankings, but he said that, and he gave me metrics where it's like some of their metrics are better than Notre Dame's, and we're sitting here saying Notre Dame should make it. And I'm like,
I am so in on
disrespect the Big 12.
It kind of connects the segment you did earlier about this weekend and what it means and not having as much as importance as it used to maybe in the sport. And I go back to we're already deciding who can play in conference championships based on an incredibly flawed process. Virginia, for example. One, they got to play NC State in a game that didn't count as an ACC game, and they lost. I don't know how that works. And two, they didn't play anybody in the top. They didn't play Miami and go look at the top 7 teams in the ACC. Virginia didn't play essentially any of them, and that they're now in the conference title because of that. This weekend, having some form of a play-in and every game having something on the line would be incredible for the sport. So let's just use your example. Say top 8 are locks, right? You would then have number 9. Alabama would play Vanderbilt. I know we already saw the game.
Are they 14?
They're number 14.
Yeah, okay.
You'd have 10, which is Notre Dame would host Texas, number 13, and BYU, number 11, would host Miami. And the winners of those games are in the playoff. Off we go.
I'm in.
Like, that's way more entertaining I'm excited to see Ohio State, Indiana, but they're both going to be top 4 teams, win or lose.
Can I ask you this then?
Yeah. I'd even go further than that.
I was going to say,
play-ins.
like, would you want Oregon in a play-in?
I mean, I'm okay if you want to extend it, like just have
seeding.
Yeah.
So, like, what you go, like, 5 to up to 8 is about seeding.
Yeah.
And then 9 to 14 would be play-in.
I just think there's a way that we could reimagine this and just say regular season conference champion is crowned. You know, Indiana, Ohio State, you want to share it however you want to figure that out. I don't know because they're both undefeated. Alabama, you win the SEC. Congratulations. Now we go into our play-ins. I agree. The conference title games are so convoluted now again because the conferences are too big and you can't play anybody.
Well, I guess in that instance of our alternate theory, like, if I did, 5 to whatever, like some of those teams are playing in conference championship games, so like it would guess it'd be altered. But like, I think the point stands. There is a way, to your point, and my complaint a little bit of like I just like caring about conference titles.
They should mean something.
They do. Why do they not?
I know you're right. Well, to be fair,
you guys brag about the Big Ten title last year because you should. You went undefeated and won the Big Ten
and
title.
34-0 happened, and we didn't brag quite as much.
Yeah. You know what's funny is how we've switched a little bit,
flip flop a little bit.
When it was a 4-team playoff, I remember I poo-pooed your Rose Bowl and said you'd rather be Oklahoma getting
killed
by LSU, and you were like, "No, it's the Rose Bowl," and you were like screaming at me, and I'm like, "That's the playoff only," and we only remember the playoff. And now it feels like we've reversed a little bit where my conference title games matter, and you're like, "No, man,
something,
I don't want to lose 34-0."
Well, and it should also be noted, like it means a lot in the ACC, right? It means a lot in the Big 12 for BYU. If BYU wins, they're in. It means a lot. Where else? In the American Conference, right? North Texas and Tulane. Like those conference games matter a great deal. Those are legitimate play-in games for some of those teams involved. It's just the two big kids on the block. It doesn't matter as much for the SEC and the Big Ten, other than bragging rights. And it's a very proud thing to win a conference title, and they'll be proud to hoist. Like Indiana winning the Big Ten. When was the last time Indiana won a Big Ten title in football? Has Indiana ever won a Big Ten title in football?
I'm going to guess they haven't.
Okay, let me get a quick Google here. Hold on.
By the way, I love every pundit is picking Ohio State.
Yeah, that spread's only 4.5.
I'm going to roll with Cincinnati. I don't care.
Do we count outright 1945? Do we count it?
All due respect to those people, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. They were also a co-champ in 1967. They split it. Splitsies.
Okay, so you're going back to the 60s and the 40s.
They have not won a split Big Ten title since 1967. They have not won an outright conference title since 1945.
How did we never have conference titles?
That's World War II, dude. What are we doing here?
Like, how is that not at the start of all of this?
I know, right?
The NFL was like, let's do playoffs, and then we'll do a championship. And they're like,
we'll figure it
college, they're like, nah, you know what we'll do? We'll just vote. We'll have 5 people tell us who the best team was.
You're the champion. What? Who? Me? All right. Now we're going to claim it. No, we're the champion.
You know, something to think about for tomorrow is you remember the playoff last year, how much of the second weekend with the bye teams then playing, how none of them won.
All 4 of them lost.
And how much what the bye teams do this year.
Yeah.
Because then if they all lose again, which would be Ohio State, Indiana, an SEC, and then maybe Texas Tech or whatever, right? But if they all lost, I think you actually see the schedule move up before next season.
All of a sudden, we get another change.
I seriously think they would, because those are too powerful of juggernauts that would, if the Ohio State lost, you're damn right they'd be writing a letter. 3 weeks off? This is ridiculous.
Gave you a taste of your own medicine, Ohio State. I
Exactly.
hope it's my team that doesn't to them, those bastards. I didn't get to two other college football notes, so we'll save those for later on in the show. We do have the Magic Hack coming up top of the hour. But coming up next, he wants to defend his honor. What does he have to say in his defense? Bill Oram, next. But first, here's Swag.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Brought to you by Red Tail Golf Center's holiday sale going on now with up to 50% off all your holiday golfing needs. Red Tail Golf Center, where they guarantee the lowest holiday prices. Visit at golfredtail.com. First on the fan, Denny Avdia led 6 Blazers in double figures. 27 points, 8 boards, 7 assists. Portland built an 18-point third-quarter lead in Cleveland. They held on to beat the Cavs 122-110. They move on to Detroit Friday to face the Eastern Conference leading Pistons. Thursday night football has all the signs of an elimination game between the Lions and Cowboys. They're in Detroit. Both teams currently outside the NFC playoff picture. 5:15 kick on Prime Video. Lions a 3-point favorite. Oregon State ended their 5-game losing streak. They hit 14 threes in an 80-58 rout of the Vermont Catamounts. JoJo Lake led 4 Beavs in double figures with 18. They will host Southern Utah at Gill Coliseum this Saturday. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Jason Swigard from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The Fan is live sports, some stories can slip through the cracks.
Now, before we do this, let's go over the ground rules.
Pelican Brewing presents the Daily Ticker, where Dirt and Sprague hit the big stories you've heard about and some you haven't.
How'd you do that? Actually, I'm not even mad. It's amazing.
The Daily Ticker with Dirt and Sprague is poured by Pelican Brewing's Bad Santa, the Cascadian Dark Ale that brings holiday cheer to your glass. Get on the naughty list with Bad Santa.
All right, Daily Ticker time, as always, brought to you by our great friends at Pelican Brewing. You better watch out because Bad Santa's coming to town. It's brought to you by Pelican Brewing, celebrating the season with Bad Santa Cascadian Dark Ale.
Oh, I bet I won't cry.
Not often that this happens, where we have a guest on twice in the same week. It's very rare. It's a very rare occurrence.
We don't like to double dip that chip.
But when somebody is kind enough to give us their time over the years, and every time we ask, there's usually a yes, I would love to come on and talk some sports with you guys. When they send a request back in the other direction of, hey, can I come on? Because I have something that I would like to talk about and discuss. We say, sure, the floor is yours. Now, when I made a comment, I believe this was Monday morning, when I made a comment about, just mindlessly scrolling my Instagram stories and noticing a Christmas tree. I did not think it was going to take on a life of its own at this level, to the point we would then have the person on to defend said Christmas tree. But here we are, and his name is Bill Orm, and he's the columnist at The Oregonian. You can go give him a follow on Twitter. Check him out on Blue Sky as well. Bill, good morning to you. Have you ever had to defend your Christmas tree before?
Yes, I've had children storming it early in the morning of Christmas is past, and I've had to kind of position myself like a guard at the gate to protect the tree from those little rascals.
Well,
Stay away.
Yeah.
Let me at least have some nog first before we start ripping into these packages.
Yeah, let me get one glass of eggnog, all right? Don't be savages here, okay? We live in a society.
Well, so listen, guys, I just want to say that I do think that judging another man's Christmas tree is not only beneath you, but very much like midsummer behavior, like the lazy days of summer behavior. Like the famously slowest sports day of the year is the day after the All-Star game.
Yeah.
We should save judging another man's Christmas tree for that day.
Make everybody post their trees that day.
Seasonally appropriate. I realize it may seem a little out of season, but it makes more sense on a day when there's no sports going on. You guys did this in a week that Oregon State hires a new coach. The Ducks lose both their coordinators to head coaching jobs. Kelly Graves' team just smoked the Beavers last night. The UP men are playing for a spot in the College Cup this week. I had another one. What was the other?
National
the Blazers
Signing
had
Day.
A great win last night.
Yeah.
The Blazers had a great win last night. Denny Avdia looks like every bit an all-star. National Signing Day. But what is the preeminent sports talk radio show in our market talking about?
Oh, thank you.
Bill Orum's family Christmas tree.
Wow, thank you.
And I think I'm flattered, but also horrified.
To be fair, we got the World Cup of the summer. We don't have time in the summer. We got a lot of soccer to talk.
It's World Cup time, all right?
I got one football.
We're not farting around here.
I'm very excited for your guys' evolution into a soccer show.
Well, I've been trying to make it happen because I got an English Premier League team now. They got a big win yesterday, by the way, against the Wolves, but my co-host won't let it happen.
No, I just shut them up.
Let me just say this. I didn't see the story. I usually see your stories. I missed this. You sent it to me, but it wouldn't pop up, so I didn't actually see it until you sent me the photo.
By the way, if people want to go see the tree, it is on our Twitter handle, at Dirt and Sprague. You can go check out the picture. It was tweeted yesterday.
And I feel bad because I actually think we legitimately have a good relationship with you, but then sometimes I can't tell if, you think we're crossing a line, and so, I edited you out of the photo that I posted because I felt weird about it.
We should have kept him in.
I agree. I know. But then it looked like that was your third time taking the photo because it was a live photo. And so when I pressed down on it, you looked a little annoyed putting that tree back. I'm like, God, okay, I'll do another one. Take it. And I don't know if that's right. But.
When we took that photo, I told my wife, I said, I need to look very taciturn and serious because this is one of those photos that you find 80 years down the line, and you're like, look at Grandpa, so stoic as we
cutting down a tree,
the family Christmas tree.
Yeah, you did look pretty masculine.
Smiling.
You look great in that photo. I want to give you credit.
A lot of Carhartt involved. I didn't have you as a Carhartt guy,
Yeah.
but he's born at the beach, so maybe we should have known that.
Now, I defended your honor, though, because you told me you went to the forest to cut it down. And my sister-in-law and brother-in-law also used to do this as a tradition. They'd go up to the mountain forest, and they'd cut a tree. And every time they did this, the tree largely looked how your tree looked. And so I've seen those kinds of trees before. And I also know it's hard to find a perfect 6-foot full tree to just go cut in a forest. So I defended your honor a little bit. Now, what forest did we go to get this thing?
The Mount Hood National Forest.
There you go.
Okay.
As a matter of fact.
It's a legitimate forest. That counts.
I will say, as someone who was born at the beach, I did, cut down a lot of Christmas trees, but always at a tree farm on the Oregon coast. There used to be a tree farm up the Wilson River outside of Tillamook, and we went there for years and years and years. Lived in Los Angeles. We had a fake tree for a few years, and it just wasn't cutting it for me. No pun intended. So I insisted on finding a place that we could actually go cut down a tree in Southern California a few years ago. And we ended up driving an hour north of LA to this patch of dirt where they had pine trees that were no taller than dirt that for us to cut down. And this thing was like a shrub in my living room. And I want to say it is such a joyful memory because when I see pictures of that tree, I don't see a crappy Christmas tree that belongs in a Charlie Brown special. I see my kid getting down on his knees and trying like hell to cut down this tree with a saw that he doesn't really know how to use.
There you go.
I remember that my youngest son wore a jersey over a T-shirt that just did not match at all, and it was a very odd fashion choice on that day. So for me, I'm looking at this tree right now that has been so disparaged on these airwaves, and I see the same thing. I see a great day where the snow had
a little snow falling down. Yeah,
I know what you're doing right now. You're playing the sympathy card.
He's trying to make us feel bad here.
And
my kid's running through the woods and looking at trees and saying, "How about this one, Mom? Dad, that's a good one." And I say, "Son, that's 80 feet tall. It won't work in our humble home." So I look at this tree and I see the memories that I created with my family.
Oh yeah.
And not the
shame and ridicule.
And I just would also say, what is a perfect Christmas tree?
Well, not yours.
What is perfection anyhow?
Well,
this is a good question.
None of us are perfect.
No, we all have flaws.
Some of us are a little misshapen. Some of us don't fit the ideal of the perfect man. Some of us, me, do, but others do not. I think that a Christmas tree can be an incredible symbol of that slice of humanity, that we should all strive to be individuals rather than perfect.
Yeah, but if your tree could talk, it'd be very insecure about itself. Let's be honest. I mean, I hear what you're saying, but
that was a hell of, dude. I got to give you a round of applause for him. That was well done.
You know what I mean?
That was well done.
Yeah.
Are we going to get a column on this topic in the Oregonian? Is this going to have? Are we going to be a Sunday column now?
It would be a great column.
Embrace your inner tree.
It could be. But I will also say, I just want to give a huge endorsement to the National Forest permit system, the tree harvesting system. We had a great day on Mount Hood with some great family friends. Every kid's got a saw. We have a couple of thermoses of hot cocoa, one for the kids, one for the adults. And, we saw one other family out there in the woods looking for a tree. It was peaceful. It was fun. It was memorable. You're right that the selection is not the same as the lot at the church on down on Gleason, but it's special to us. And
now, is this a yearly tradition? Do you go up there every year?
Yes, this is the first annual tree harvesting for the Orem family.
So the start of a family tradition.
So we actually have great friends who have done this in past years, and this year we were invited to join in, and so we are pretty delighted with the outcome, even though the selection can be a little thin, and we spent quite a bit of time looking for this little beauty. But when we found her, we knew, we just knew.
Just adopting a dog? What's happening here? By the way, the first time in fan history, shout out the Forest for existing.
Forest is cool, dude. I'm pro Forest too, man.
I was on your side, and then you came on, and I don't know if you've turned me against you.
Are you stronger in your anti-Orem tree take now than you were originally?
I know that it's about making the memories. That's why anybody cuts any tree down. It's because you remember that day and those moments.
That's not why anybody cuts any tree down. It's not always about memories.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's about
necessity.
Sometimes it's about lumber.
Yeah.
and houses.
We got to
Dude,
build stuff.
You don't tell us how to do our job, and we don't tell you how to do yours, but hand to God, I actually think it would be a delightful random online column if you just like had an embrace your inner tree talking about why you should defend your Christmas tree.
I also
honor.
think we need to put in our phone calendars for July 15th to call Bill Oram to bring him on the show to talk Christmas trees and say, now is it appropriate to have this debate? I will also add one last thing. I think in my history on this show, some of these are random. I've had my 3 favorite radio or phone calls that we've now had. One, when we talked about the outrageous audio commercials, and the guy called in.
Oh,
$2, he just randomly called in.
That's right.
Then we had our really tan Ron Sloy.
Yeah, he
phone
called
call
in.
randomly calling
Yep.
in was an all-time moment.
We're
for
talking
us.
about him.
And then this one from Bill Oram is going to reach my top 3 of phone calls. That was delightful. It was well prepared. He came with an argument. He had points to be made. I don't have a lot of counter arguments other than the tree's a little skimpy. Let's get a little more thick next time. Outside of that, well done. Round of applause for me for Bill Oram.
I'll give you that.
Round of applause.
Yeah.
I'll tell the tree to get into the gym after New Year's and more squats.
Cut back on the Ozempic,
half your decorations are not
Sprague
being
want my
used.
tree to have more booty.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank
Thick
you.
with 2 C's next year, please.
Slim thick.
Hey, while we got you, are we going to go trade for Giannis?
I mean, why not? I wrote about that in the summer that the Blazers had the assets to do it. I think that's probably more likely that you would see those draft picks that they have, that they procured in the Dame trade to facilitate a trade and get a missing piece or somebody they view as a missing piece. But we really haven't gotten to see Dame and Giannis in the playoffs together. So why not make it happen in Portland next year?
Do we want to have a Wayne Tinkle conversation, or we want to save that for a different day?
Well, that seems like conversation for a different day, but a huge win for the Beavs against the Catamounts yesterday. So, I don't think this is the day to have the Wayne Tinkle conversation. They're turning it around in Corvallis.
Oh, Cal Baptist didn't happen.
Here they come. All right.
Cal Baptist.
Somebody texted in and said, that tree he cut down, definitely not for lumber. There's not enough wood there. There's only one purpose for that tree. Bill Oram is a columnist at the Oregonian. We love you, Bill.
You're not going to see that tree on the end line at a Timbers game next summer. That's for sure.
Save it for like one of your kids' soccer games.
Timbers,
Cut a little slice off at the end in January if they got a game.
Your kid holding up a piece of that tree. Yeah, I scored a goal.
I love this. Your tree is great, Bill. We love you, and let's do this again soon, okay?
Sounds great. I can't wait for your next segment with Timber Joey to discuss my tree.
There you go.
He would shame the hell out of
He
you.
would. This thing's too skinny, man. Bill Oram, he's our columnist.
I feel like Timber Joey chopped that tree with his hand.
He probably could karate chop little slices off of that bad boy. I mean, look, he's not wrong. It's about the memory, but,
He really tried to play the sympathy card.
He totally did.
My kid running around. Mom, Dad, Daddy. Can you pull that, by the way, his mom thing?
Yeah.
That he said his
Mom, what about this one? That was delightful. Thank you, Bill. That was perfect. Go check out the tree at Dirt and Sprague on Twitter if you want to agree with Bill and his opinion or join in on the fun and make fun of his skinny, scrawny tree. Let's get to a couple more college football tidbits and then Magic at top of the hour back after this on the Fan.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
First on the Fan, Trailblazers get 6 players with double figures in Cleveland. Denny Avdia, 27 points, 8 boards, 7 assists to lead the way. They beat the Cavaliers 122-110. They're 1-1 on the road trip going to Detroit, facing the Eastern Conference leading Pistons on Friday. The Pistons lost to the Milwaukee Bucks last night in a game that Giannis Antetokounmpo left early in the first quarter. MRI results revealing a calf strain, and the reports out of Milwaukee are they will reevaluate him in 2 to 4 weeks. Thursday Night Football has all the appearances of an elimination game between the Lions and Cowboys. They're in Detroit. Both teams currently outside the NFC playoff picture. Kickoff set for 5:15 on Prime Video. Lions a 3-point favorite. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Jason Swigard from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of dirt and Sprague.
All right, let's get to the Magic Hat. It's the Magic Hat.
Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for!
Bring it on. Basically, a bunch of topics, and we have no idea where the sports gods want us to go.
Okay.
Until Swag pulls it out of his Magic Hat.
Hocus pocus, where are you?
Now you see me. Now you don't.
It's
It's simply what it is. It's magic. We don't know what's going to come out of this hat.
Where is that rabbit?
Abracadabra, MFers. Let's do the Magic Hat.
The only thing this hat's good for is the trash can.
All right, let's do it. Final hour, Magic Hat time. Happy Thursday, everybody. Jeff Russin here with a delightful conversation, defending himself in his tree honor.
He kind of proved my point, though.
He tried to say you were wrong, but in the end, you were right. He doesn't cut down his own tree. He just goes to a tree farm to buy a pre-cut tree.
Which
I would question, why are you going to a tree farm then?
I guess you support the local farm, so that's good. But, that was all my point was. You go to a parking lot and grab a tree because you're not cutting a tree because your pants fall down half the time. And he came in here offended, and he's like,
yeah, his pants up the entire time he's yelling. His pants kept hoisting them up.
Like Chris Farley
Put a
in the
belt on.
motivational speaking montage. Like,
Matt Foley.
By the river.
Yeah.
Giving you one of those when he's in your
pulling
man.
his pants up to make a point. Like, let me tell you what, I go to a furlough farm every year. And I'm like, yeah. But when they offer to cut it down for you, cut it. They cut it for you, don't they? And he goes, no, we grab the already cut ones. Yeah, that was my whole point.
Come on, Russ, you're defeating the purpose. All right, Magic Hat time. What do we got today?
Page boo or page don't?
You have no idea this story exists. And
No
that's
clue.
why we do the Magic Hat. Look, you guys are not interested, and that's okay, in WNBA draft lottery conversation.
Is
okay?
there going to be a draft?
Yeah, I think they'll get a deal done.
Okay.
So the lottery happens. The Dallas Wings win the draft lottery yet again. They won it last year. Who did they draft?
They've won back-to-back.
Well, they were the worst team in the WNBA this year.
Yeah.
They're bad.
Yeah.
Who did they draft, Swag?
Paige Beckers.
Paige Beckers. Thank you very much. They've won the draft lottery again with one of the best players in the sport, right? Well, you think you want to add good talent to that, and maybe they will. Do you know who currently the number 4 prospect in the WNBA draft right now would be? Dirt?
I have no idea.
I know you don't, so I'll tell you.
Thank you.
Azzy Fudd. Azzy Fudd. Thank you.
Azzy Fudd.
Do you know who Azzy Fudd is?
Never heard of her.
Cool.
UConn.
She plays at UConn.
Okay, pretty
You know
good.
who's sleeping with each other? Azzy Fudd and Paige Beckers. And now people are wondering, are we picking the best player or are we picking the girlfriend?
Now, I will trust your scouting eye on this as a noted local women's basketball coach.
Yes.
Award-winning local women's basketball coach.
No, we didn't win an award.
Is she deserving of a top 5 pick?
She's
can
number
play.
4 prospect in the draft.
So she's
can ball.
it's not just like you're
No, she's good.
Like that's
Yeah.
who you took? What the
She'll
hell?
flip on a UConn game. She's
Now,
yes.
Where are we at in terms of the relationship? Early dating stages?
No,
Have they
they've
been
been-
together for a long time?
Many speculate they dated all last or 2 seasons ago in her final year at UConn when they won the
Okay.
title, but they
Okay.
kept it on the low.
They didn't want it to be publicized.
And then they started showing up at events together, and then eventually they just became public with it. She
Good for
signs
them.
autographs
That's
now
great.
because people recognize her from dating Paige.
How about
Yeah.
that? Yeah, that would be my only concern is if things go sideways.
Right.
What does that do for the locker room dynamics?
Well, lucky for you, I know this. It's happened in the WNBA, and they have to trade.
Just got to get rid of them. Yeah.
Once
there's
you
no
cross
choice.
that line, man.
What pick did we get?
We're like 5th or 6th.
Okay.
Because we're an expansion
Is that
team.
where we were supposed to be? Because we didn't have a chance at the number 1 pick.
No,
right?
you're slotted in. I think
Somewhere
somewhere 5,
3
6,
through 7 or
so
whatever.
the first
Okay.
4 or 5.
Yeah.
But
6th. Okay.
the big thing is,
We had a
they-
coin flip with Toronto.
What do the
for,
mocks say for us at 6? Who are we getting?
I haven't looked at the mocks. My only
Okay.
point was I knew she was the fourth prospect, and I knew they were dating, and there's a report that she's going to tell them to draft her. And I just...
I mean, from an entertainment standpoint, I really hope that happens. That'd be fun.
What would we
Also,
do if
what
a
if they
Blazer-
legit get married? What
I
if they
know.
that's cool.
They have good chemistry. They won a title together.
I just pulled up an ESPN mock.
Yeah.
This says we have the 7th pick.
7, thank you. So we lost
and
the coin flip.
we are taking a small forward from Ole Miss, Cody McMahon.
Okay.
16 points per game, career high last year.
All right.
Averaged 17 and 6.5 for the Rebels.
Now let's look down the road here in the future. We are in Portland, Oregon, USA, as Kevin Calabro would say.
Yes.
We've got the first open player in the NBA, and then we win the lottery, and he's dating a college prospect. Where are we at on this with the Blazers?
And we're talking like
Same
bona fide
situation.
superstar, like legitimate number 1 MVP candidate kind of player.
He's
then
lived
when
up
I'm
to the
doing
hype.
whatever the hell he wants.
Okay. All right. All right. Paige Boo.
Thanasis on my team? Go ahead. You want Giannis and Thanasis? We'll take Thanasis.
Dude, bring all
Does
the
Thanasis have a
Antetokounmpos.
cousin? Does he have an uncle? Does he have an aunt? I'll put all of them on the team. I
All
don't
the
care.
Antetokounmpos.
All of
Yes.
the families on the team.
We're learning Greek, buddy.
Yes.
That's right. Opa!
Opa!
It's always Halloween in Philly. Did you guys see this from last week?
No.
I think I did. This is terrible.
It has not been a great season for Eagles offensive coordinator
Oh, I did
Kevin
see this.
Patullo.
Yeah. Might be a one and done.
And Black Friday did not go well as they got housed by the Chicago Bears. Now, the defense coordinator probably deserved this for this game more. But early Saturday morning, Moorestown Police Department was called as Eagles fans were egging the house of Kevin Patullo.
Damn, dude. What are we doing?
It just means more, man.
I mean, that is the SEC of the NFL for sure.
If
Pretty
Cronin
much.
doesn't get Giannis, can we
Is
go
there-
egg his house? Throw a little TP over there?
No.
Let's have a little
Let's be
Philly in our
adult.
DNA.
Let's be an
No,
adult.
Is there
I don't
anything-
want to be an adult.
Now, I don't know if the video has showed if they were younger types or.
I imagine there's security cameras. He's got to have a nice
Yeah.
house. I would
There
think.
was video surface, social media. There was some thought they were throwing rocks, but the police know it was
It's an
egg.
eggy.
This
Come
is
on.
19
Be
to
fine.
27-year-olds.
Without
Okay.
a doubt.
That's
it
the
is.
age range.
Still far too old to be
Imagine
egging
finding out the
another
guy's 42.
person's house.
We did have a guy in Auburn, Alabama, poison a bunch of trees and then call into a radio show and admit it. And that guy was like 50. So I don't know about Philly. I think they're pretty similar.
Is there anything?
He's like an
that could
insurance
happen?
adjuster. This
at
is what he
this
does on his
point?
weekends. Puts on a ski mask and throws eggs
Would
at
you
the
ever
OC's
be
house.
so frustrated or mad at another individual
No.
at this point in your life
No.
you would go
Okay.
egg their house?
I internalize my anger, which isn't a good,
Really?
healthy thing, but I would never go egg somebody's house.
And if Dan Lanning took the Alabama job because DeBoer got fired,
I'd be pissed, but I'm not driving to Eugene to egg his house. I didn't do it for Mario. I didn't do it for Willie. I didn't do it for Chip.
this one feels a little different.
I mean, he's the guy. I know that, but no, I'm not driving to Eugene to egg his house.
I think you've told yourself on your third marriage since I've met you that this is truly the one.
this is the one.
This
I found
is the
real love.
soulmate. You
I found real
love.
love. This is going to end well for me.
If she cheats on you with Alabama. Oh,
All we're
man.
doing is winning championships and making babies, baby.
All right, liar, liar, pants on fire.
Oh, hey, that's me. Liar, liar, pants on fire. Now, I could have pulled some audio with this, but I didn't want to because I knew the Magic Cat's always a little truncated. But I did want to point out on a couple of different notes. So, first off, Lane Kiffin has turned into a giant douchebag for me, and the way he's handled all this is ridiculous. By the way,
yes.
turns out Juice Kiffin is going with him now. So that story wasn't real.
So
Is
he
that part of
got
the buyout?
I don't know, but Juice Kiffin tweeted out a picture of the tiger and said, "I can't wait to meet my cousin" or something like that. And everybody's like, "Wait, what? I thought you were an Ole Miss dog." I don't know anymore. Any whoosies. Keith Carter, the athletic director at Ole Miss, did his first interview on this and essentially said everything that Lane Kiffin talked about was a blatant lie.
Indeed he did.
He's known for weeks on end that he wasn't going to be able to coach in the playoff. None of what he said was real. The players have come out, by the way, and adamantly refuted everything that he said. The worst part about all of this is that Lane Kiffin, and I remember asking this, we played the audio, what was it, Tuesday, whatever day it was? We played the audio. Lane Kiffin alleged that as he was driving to the airport, there was a car that tried to run him off the road. He said, cars were trying to run me off the road. You know how scary that is for me and my family? He said, I had to call a police officer that I knew would be friendly to me to help me get to the airport. The Mississippi Department of Public Safety or whatever their authority is down there essentially had to release a statement saying that there has been zero word of any sort of automobile incident. There was a media member that was riding semi-close to him, following him, trying to get pictures and hits and all that, and said, we've watched the entire drive. None of that is true. So he showed up in Baton Rouge, not only lied about what he was telling his team, what his team said to him, about the players wanting him to still coach. All of that was false. He lied about driving to the airport and cars trying to run him off the road. Probably because one guy drove next to him and saw him and flipped him off.
Jeez,
and then that turned into his head to a blatant lie that they were ramming into my car and trying to get me off the highway.
Yeah, and I mean, all of this is just to be likable.
It's all it is.
And like, I mean, I understand it.
You
I
want
guess
to be
from that
likable,
perspective.
go win games and win an Addy.
Well, sure.
You were likable at Ole
There you
Miss.
go.
You were a hero.
But you also have to be honest with yourself, and like, you saying you tried to coach Ole Miss in the playoff, you're not building sympathy for me for that.
No.
You still abandon them. And look, everybody's come out, and I feel like we all kind of have the same opinion when we're talking about this topic of like, I get it. You want to go to LSU, it's LSU. But my whole thing is just like, you cannot be the leader of men, the highest paid state employee, and preach about loyalty and commitment. And how many team meetings did that dude shove down their throats of for the next man and do it for your teammate and then just leave at this point?
Right.
Like, yeah, I get the window sucks. The calendar's bad.
It's not perfect.
It's such a bad look on you as a person and a leader to do that. And I was all in on him. I admit he got me. He turned me around, and it wasn't that I believed everything he said. These guys usually are big liars anyway. It's more just like, I hope he fails worse than Brian Kelly.
We didn't talk about it either, of the turnaround. Did you see the reporter that he confronted after the Egg Bowl? Did you see that story?
Was that you want to go inside and settle this guy?
So there's a podcaster down there who's covered the team. He's like 40 years old. He's been around Ole Miss, went to Ole Miss for a long time. He's a fan of the program. One of those guys.
He's a media fan.
Media fan, right? And he did a podcast, and on his podcast, this is before the Egg Bowl, he had the line where you can't trust Lane Kiffin. You know why? Because you can't turn a hoe into a housewife. And Lane Kiffin got word of this.
Yes.
And after the Egg Bowl, saw him on the field and was like, "Ho, housewife, you want to say that to my face? You want to come in here and say it?" And everybody made fun of the guy because he was like, didn't really respond.
Right.
Which in that, what are you going to do? Punch Lane Kiffin in the face? Like, what do you want him to do? Fight the head coach at Ole Miss? Like, get out of here with this. Oh, you coward, you coward. There's nothing you really can say in that moment. And then he went in and actually asked questions in the press conference. He was like, well, I wasn't calling you a hoe. I was just saying that's been your tendency in your career to bounce around, and you haven't really stayed loyal, even though you've said you've been loyal.
You are calling him a hoe.
Right? Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I get it. We're paraphrasing here.
Right.
And then he ended up leaving the couple days later, and that guy went from being vilified by everybody at Ole Miss to now being like a hero propped up of like, yeah, you were the one that called him a hoe before he left.
You guys subscribe to that, by the way? I think I've seen people that have gone from hoe to housewife.
I think it exists. They're out there.
Yeah.
There's a few of them.
There's just the bad ones, I think, are the stories you hear about.
Like Lane Kiffin. Let's get to the rest of the Magic Hat next on The Fan.
It's magic.
The only thing this hat's good for is the trash can.
Ho, 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 it's magic.
All right, welcome back in. 9:20 on your Thursday morning. Joe Fish in here, peacocking about his Cowboys on Thursday Night Football, feeling all good.
Okay.
Let's get to the rest of the hat. What do we got?
All right, next up here. That looked amazing.
Yeah, did you guys see the renderings that came out with the Albina District transformation yesterday?
No, I did not see this.
Ooh, look that bad boy up, man. They
Okay.
released it online, and I saw it yesterday afternoon. I was perusing the internet, and I saw the renderings where the stacks currently are, right? Over there by the kind of the Moda Center. Holy cow. I know we love to talk about renderings more so than have any nice things in our lives in this city.
Dude, I love a good rendering. Who
But
doesn't?
If you look at these renderings,
That looks awesome.
dude, if they could make that happen.
Oh, my God.
I heard the speech by the Columbia guy. He was at one of the COTEC press conferences, and he was talking about businesses and how tough this is. And, he doesn't want to take his business out of Portland, but he might be forced to because of tax code stuff. They're not very kind to businesses. And I know I know some people in my lives that are also running businesses, and I've always asked them because I've just been unaware of it. And they tell me, and I'm like, that sounds like a disaster.
Yeah, I
That
don't want
sounds
to
like a
deal with
nightmare.
that. That sounds like a pain in the butt.
So we have a lot to do from a policy standpoint because we should be pro-business.
Yeah, are we lowering taxes? Didn't we hear that? Isn't that happening?
Well, I'm just saying, I think there are ways we need to be inching forward to make everything better for ourselves. And this is a little win of, if they actually build it up and it looks like that.
Yeah, it's a huge win.
Those are things that they just make you feel good. And sometimes feeling good changes the feel of everything.
Yeah.
And so I saw those yesterday. We know that Phil Knight put a lot of money as one of those donations. I really hope they can follow through and this really does get built up that way. Forgive me for not believing that it's going to happen 100%.
Yeah, we're a little skeptical. We don't get nice things in this city.
But, man, those renderings, I thought they landed really well with me. And if you can just make any part of that section of town, you want to just go hang out there to hang out there, I'm all in.
Yeah, agreed completely.
All righty, next up. Shut up, douche.
Oh, hey, this one's mine. This guy. Let me tell you about this guy.
You got more Lane Kiffin stuff?
Let me tell you about this guy. This is not a Lane Kiffin thing. Although one of these guys, the guy I'm talking about, was politicking for Lane Kiffin. I think Kirk Herbstreit's still great as the main college football analyst. I think he does an awesome job.
Radio show.
The Amazon stuff's still weird to me. I don't think he's as good as at the NFL. He's also not as energetic in the NFL. I sense a different Kirk Herbstreit on Thursday nights than I do Saturday nights. I don't know if you guys sense the same thing.
I think his energy goes to the broadcast partner in which he's doing a game with.
Totally fair.
Fowler, a lot of
Totally
energy.
fair. Al Michaels not eating veggies, falling asleep.
A little bit.
So I saw this. I got. Now, when you're on social media, sometimes you could get got by a Butt Crack Sports or somebody saying Abdul Carter was watching porn, and you're like, wait, what? That happens from time to time. Kirk Herbstreit got me. Now, after the Iron Bowl was over, what did he and Fowler spend time doing? Politicking for Texas to make the college football playoff. They're 9-3. And what's the big argument about Texas making it? Well, one of their losses was to Ohio State.
They scheduled a game.
And if we don't put them in the playoff, everybody's going to cancel their future games. Why would anybody play anybody out of conference? Then 2 days ago, I got by Kirk Herbstreit spreading fake news on social media because there's a tweet from Alabama football saying future scheduling changes with a link to go click. And I thought, uh-oh. Is this legitimately the beginning of teams saying, hey, big game here, big game there, we're not going to play it because there's no point in playing it. Kirk Herbstreit sends out a tweet, get ready to see this happen all over the sport. If it's only about how many wins you have and not about who you're playing and when you're playing, you're going to see every AD make these same moves, kiss meaningful non-conference games in late August and early September goodbye, cupcakes moving forward till teams get ready for conference play. And I thought, oh my God, what game did Alabama cancel and move? Because they got some pretty heavy hitter games in their future non-conference schedule. You ready for this one? They're scheduled to play South Florida, and they moved the game to 2032 from 2026.
Does he know that, or
was the scheduling change? He clearly doesn't, because he saw the tweet and thought they must have canceled a big game and just quote tweeted it and said, "Oh my God, the death of big non-conference games." It legitimately is them moving a South Florida game previously scheduled for next year.
Yeah,
they have moved it to 2032. That's it. That's it. That's all they got. That's all they got.
I don't like saying too many things on the airwaves. I've said enough. Something has happened. There's you can find Reddit posts on this. What has happened to this network? And he's kind of one of the examples I'd point to of something internally has happened there where they just have to constantly.
What are we doing here? If this ends up becoming a trend, I think it's something we can legitimately debate about. Man, this is not good for the sport, and we're actually getting teams that start canceling games. Yeah. This is a guy who didn't read it and clicked it, and then because he's such a powerful voice in the sport, I thought the same thing. Oh my God, what did Alabama do?
Which one of them was it on the dais that basically was telling Washington State and Oregon State to shut up about?
That was McAfee,
right? And that's Oregon State, Washington State, right? The flag still waves, but those fan bases aren't big.
And they hate him. Every time we bring up McAfee, there are comments from Cougar and Beef fans, and I don't blame you one bit.
How are some of the SEC fans going to start reacting if they keep politicking for the shared agent guy?
Right.
Because I bet Ole Miss isn't very fond of it right now.
Of everything they said on game day last weekend.
You can alienate Oregon State, Washington State fans with little comments of shut up as if it wasn't a big deal. Fine. But you do a whole show where you're telling Ole Miss to basically get over your feelings and let him coach as if he's not coaching in the same conference and wanting to take the same players.
Come on.
It's not landing sometimes with some of the comments.
Still think he's great calling the prime game, or not the prime game because that's tonight, but the primetime Saturday night game. I think he's great at that, but this kind of stuff is driving me nuts.
The sport where draws matter. This is mine.
Yeah, give me the draws. When is it? When's it going down?
There's tomorrow, 9 a.m.
Okay.
On Fox.
Now, we're automatically in, right, because we're hosting?
We are hosting Canada, Mexico, United States, all in the World Cup draw. They will be in pot 1.
Okay.
So if you've never seen.
Tell them who's hosting the event.
I've never seen it, yeah.
Okay. So the
Ryan
host,
Seacrest. Tell me it's Ryan
You're
Seacrest.
not far off.
No.
Simon Cowell.
No.
Kevin Hart and Heidi Klum are your hosts. Along.
What?
It's a whole. If you've never seen a FIFA.
I mean, I get that it's pretty. Yeah.
No, this is it will go on
Heidi
for
Klum.
2 or 3 hours. This is international. This is to the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing it at the Kennedy Center in Washington, D.C. Don't know if the first hairdo will be there or not.
Is it still called the Kennedy Center?
I believe so.
Okay.
I don't think he can. He hasn't
the
figured that one out.
RFK Center.
Oh, the RFK Center.
Yeah.
Okay. 9 a.m.
I'm just kidding.
Now, so you basically have, and this is the first year, there's 48 teams in the World Cup draw. They expanded it. So you have your 4 groups, so pot 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Sure.
And then you have 12 countries, teams in each one of those pots. And this is where they draw to find out what group you're in, who your match is set up with. And it's a whole theatrical.
How long does this go on for?
Probably 2 to 3 hours.
Wow. Now, are we rooting?
Andrea Bocelli is going to have a singing performance at some point in this. And at the very end, who's ever left in the original Village People is singing YMCA, which
I did see that.
What?
Which is, yes.
Are they? How many of them are alive?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know how many members, but
remember they sued
for
Trump
those of us that owned a
song.
45 of YMCA back in the day in our youth.
Jumpman.
Yeah, so they sued him.
Did they ever have any other hits, or was that it?
In the Navy?
In the Navy. Oh,
Life is
yeah.
so much more fun.
Yeah,
in
good
the
point.
Navy.
Good point.
But they ended up dropping the lawsuit and then showing up to his campaigns to sing the song because he actually generated way more plays.
I'd imagine it made him a lot of money.
Of the song, so they made more money, so they just leaned into it.
YMCA had kind of died off.
No,
I think it was a die-off. I think it was a die-off.
Not a sporting
When was
event.
the last time you heard YMCA at a sporting event?
When I was at a sporting event.
What sporting event?
You know, that event.
Name an event that you heard YMCA at.
Blazer games.
What?
Wow.
Do they still play it? I haven't been to a Blazer game in like 3 years.
Really? Oh, we
Yeah, it's been a
play
long
it at
time.
Hops games all the time.
Yeah. I think they still play it at most sporting events.
Do they? Okay.
Yeah.
Oregon State might go back to it at the end of the third quarter.
Is
We
that
need
you
something.
raise the loaf? You do
We need
YMCA,
something, man.
NCAA?
Eli Manning's going to be a red carpet host.
Oh, God.
Kevin Hart. Yeah, Heidi Klum, Kevin Hart, and Danny Ramirez.
I did enjoy seeing that they make so much damn money off this, and it's the most corrupt sporting event that exists in the world.
Yes.
While simultaneously, you cannot have a corporate sponsorship on your stadium for the World Cup. So I saw this. They're playing games in Dallas. They're putting grass out and playing. They can't call it AT&T
No.
Stadium.
So
They have to
Lumen
call
Field isn't Lumen
No,
Field.
they're just going to call it Dallas Stadium or Seattle Stadium.
Whatever.
They can't
Yeah.
use the name of the stadium.
So then you have, once you start selecting, so they have a big bowl and they have kind of little fake Easter eggs that have the team names in them. So they have celebrities come up to get out of each different bowl. Tom Brady will be there. Shaquille O'Neal will be there.
God.
Aaron Judge will be there. Wayne Gretzky will be there.
I got to be honest with you. Probably not going to watch this.
We forgot about Macho Man, too.
Macho
Man. I just want to be a Macho Man. I apologize to the Village people. I didn't realize their
They had
cuts
some
were so
bangers.
deep.
Yes.
I forgot. My bad.
Also,
Now-
you acting like we don't hear the YMCA at sporting events anymore is preposterous.
I think it
You're
like
not
mine.
paying attention.
not.
You're in the bathroom or getting a
You-
beer.
I don't
at
go to
that
that many
point.
Oregon
sporting
games
events
all the time.
Oregon has not. I promise you, in my life, I have never heard YMCA played in
Right
an Oregon
after
football
Matt
game.
Kearney.
They do not play YMCA. That does not happen. Minor league, maybe a Winterhawks game or a Hops game like that. I could see.
Winterhawks game, Hawks.
I don't think the
Yeah.
Blazers play YMCA.
Dude, they definitely do.
Blazers season ticket holders, let me know. It's been a while since
Yeah.
I've been to a game.
They definitely do.
Do they play
Okay.
YMCA?
So if you don't care about the soccer and all the spectacle, but I ask you to watch how much production goes into this, how big of a deal it is. And as we want to solve the scheduling problem of college football, I offer you this. If you want to force Notre Dame to get in a conference, this is not for the likes of Oregon State and Washington State. First of all, get your Power Four conferences to be 18 teams and have them. We just got done with the ACC SEC basketball challenge. Just your non-conference games are against the other three conferences. Notre Dame will be forced to go into the ACC. You have 2 slots, I believe, in the SEC and the Big 12 to fill with however you do that. But you have a draw like this. So when you finish, if you finish in the top 6 in your conference, then there's a rotation. So of the other 3, you'll play a top 6, a middle tier, and a bottom tier team from the other 3, and you have a draw like this.
Oh, it'd be incredible
to set your non-conference schedule, and then come over the top the next day and either have a draft or an auction amongst all of the TV partners to bid or draft the non-conference TV schedules and set it up. And if you did this, I don't know, in April after spring football was done or whatever, how does that not solve?
It'd be a ratings bonanza, and I would watch every second of it to find out who my team was going to play next year. I know that for certain.
Great, we're in the group of death.
Yeah, damn it! Yeah, it would all. Some years it would break your way, and some years it wouldn't. Is there anybody, lastly, on this, and then we'll wrap up the Magic Hat here? Is there anybody we want to be grouped with? Who's like the weak link?
We are.
I mean, I know we suck.
We're one of the weak links.
Because you want to avoid the
Yeah.
group of death, right?
Yeah.
Let me see.
How about not Argentina?
We want to avoid Argentina.
Not Brazil.
No, so Spain, Argentina, France, England, Brazil, Portugal, the Netherlands, Belgium, and Germany are
Yeah,
all
like the
the other
heavy
pot
hitters?
1 teams.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then you look to the one is
Can we get like Japan? We could take them down, right?
Japan's in pot 2.
Okay, we got them.
So you get 1 team each from pot 2, pot 3, and pot 4.
Okay.
So pot 3 is where you want to be. You could get maybe a team that could catch you.
A little feisty.
Yeah. So like
The North Koreans.
Norway is in pot 3. No, North
Are
Korea
they
is in
allowed
pot
in?
2.
Yeah.
North Korea's in it, huh?
Yeah. Well, there's 48 teams now. We're going down a bit. So, yeah, 9 a.m. on Fox. It'll start while we're on the air tomorrow.
All right, we'll turn it on. There's nothing on in
And
the
if
morning.
you've never seen it, much like if you've never seen, like, European world champion darts.
Is it like the announcement of the Hunger Games? You got those 2 plastic people on stage. And let's take a look at Billy, who died yesterday.
Oh, Billy, damn it.
It's quite a production.
All right, there you go. World Cup draw happening tomorrow. It's right around the corner this summer. Magic Hat, well done. Always a few leftovers. We'll see if we want to keep them around. I want to get to a couple of college football tidbits, and then we'll close up at the end of the show with Thursday Night Football. Should be a doozy tonight. We're back after this. First, here's us with a update.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Brought to you by 808 Hawaiian Restaurant. Mixed plates like Grandma used to make if your grandma were from the Big Island, Woodstock, Burnside, Beaverton, or online at ate-oh-ate.com. First on The Fan. Indeed, Kelly Graves' Oregon Ducks women's basketball team 10-0 as they took apart.
Easy.
Yeah, Ruick said he doesn't want to play the game
he
anymore.
don't want to play the
He's
game
backing
anymore.
out. He's
And
cowering in the
yesterday-
corner. What's wrong, Ruick?
Don't take the full quote out. He said he should pause it so they can get readjusted to their conference. He wants to play it.
96-73 Ducks were up 31-14.
Okay, we get it. They won by a lot.
After the first quarter.
Men's team can't win a game right now, so we'll take all the dubs in basketball we can get.
Yeah, at 10-0, they may be look to be being ranked very soon.
We're back, baby.
Staff at a Virginia liquor store got a shock on Saturday when they came into work to find a raccoon had destroyed the store, but it also drank its way through the spirit section. The masked bandit was found passed out in the bathroom. If you have not seen this photo, just Google raccoon bathroom. It's face down in the bathroom on the floor. They had to pick it up. They called the proper authorities. The raccoon took a couple hours to wake up, but eventually woke up hungover. They released it safely into the wild. It was in the Magic Hat. I wasn't able to get to it today.
It's like me after the 2011 Rose Bowl. I had my last thing in the Magic Hat as well, so I'll get to it now because it's not timely. 13 examples. 13. We are 12 of 13 in this example. Last year was the first year of the 12-team playoff. This year, year 2. There have been a total of 13 examples of teams ranked in the top 25 with the same finishing record. 12 of those scenarios has led to the team that won the head-to-head being ranked higher than the other team. There is only one example in which the teams have the same record, and the head-to-head loser is ranked ahead, and that is Notre Dame over Miami.
Yep. There you go. More women's basketball, drunk raccoon, and college football ranking stories in 30 minutes. Jason Swigard from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of 1080 AM.
All right, welcome back in. One more to go for us, folks. Well, in the show and for the week. Tomorrow, Friday. Football Friday. Happy Football Friday Eve, everybody.
It's flown right by.
It went
today's
quick
show.
this week.
Today was fun, and the week was fun.
It did, man. Lots going on.
Did you
Lots on
reach
the radar.
out to Pate? You text Pate?
I did text Pate. I have not heard back.
Okay. Just want to make sure you sent one.
Yes.
I would like to remind people tomorrow, the new head coach of your Oregon State Beavers will be on the show at 6:30 a.m. Jamarcus Shepard will be joining us at 6:30, assumingly live from Atlanta ahead of the SEC title game.
I could see him still being in Alabama. Because
maybe they go day before the game. That's true.
There.
Yeah,
and it's morning. That's a good point.
Well, the only thing would be is if because it's the SEC championship game, there may be media obligations or something.
Yeah,
I don't know
they
how
might
that works.
treat it a little bit like a bowl game.
Maybe walk through the stadium too.
Something like that. So we'll see.
He'll join us, and we'll try to bring back some of the stuff we enjoy probably later in the show for people that can't get up early and catch the interview.
Very excited to talk to him, man. He has had an awesome week. Their signing day went great yesterday. Flipping a 4-star wide receiver, talking about playing for Shepard and how big of a deal that was. Flipping a kid from Ole Miss, like they're gonna have an opportunity here, man. Like that new conference is gonna be up for grabs. There's not like Boise State is the probably most long-term successful going in, right?
They've been
like
the most
steady
consistent.
But Boise State fell off a little bit this year after Genty left. They were 8-4. They got smoked by South Florida. Like, let's not sit here and act like Boise State was a wagon this year. So, like, there's an opportunity there. I don't know how they're going to be able to turn it around that quickly and who their quarterback's going to be. A lot of questions to get to.
Sure.
But there's an opportunity there that I think if I'm a Beaver fan right now, I'm a little excited for the first time in
3 years.
When's the last time you were excited?
Jonathan's going into his last year.
Yeah.
You know,
since going into the Washington game, probably where you're having a chance to beat the Huskies and
you're top 12 in the country.
Yeah, that was a big deal.
That was a big deal. I saw this from Harlan and Zenitz, both reporting that they're expected to hire Baylor D-line coach Anoke Brechterfield.
Yes, I believe he was a former player, if I'm not wrong.
Years ago.
Years ago.
Former
Beef.
Yeah. Former Beef coming back to the fold.
So they're going to continue to fill out the staff. Really good stuff from the 4-star receiver. I saw his interview. Basically, like I had no idea he was going to sign here 24 hours ago, and then everything kind of opened up. And
Shepard called, and he loved him.
Yep, said his relationship was a really big factor in all of this. And I'm with you. I don't know how good they can be in the first year turnaround. I think a lot of that depends on the portal hit, how young or experienced your quarterback is, how he fits, all that, right? But, Boise, I have a lot of respect for Boise. I don't know how much longer Dan Mullen's going to be at UNLV.
Yeah, could be a short-term solution for him. They were 10-2 this year. They might win the conference this weekend.
Look around the rest of that conference landscape. Like Washington State, you give them, I guess, some benefit, but
you guys got their number a little bit. I know last weekend didn't go well for you, but
how
you
long
won the
does
first
it take
two.
Jim Mora Jr. to get it
to
going
Colorado
at Colorado State?
Yep.
What's going on at Fresno? I don't even know what's going on at Fresno State.
Exactly.
Isn't it what's his face?
Sure.
What's his face? I mean, you got to watch out for what's his thing that he does, but what's his face? Pretty good coach.
I did see Dan Mullen. I was going to pull audio for tomorrow, but he basically was just like making a mockery of college football. He's like, this is a joke.
This is stupid.
He goes, we don't have rivalries anymore. And he actually used your team. He goes, Oregon's playing Rutgers. Is that a big game for people?
No, Dan, it's not. No, it's not.
Because he was talking about the lane thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, this window is so stupid. And he goes, I'll just be up front and tell you guys, when I was the OC at Florida, from 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And then from 6 p.m. till 6 a.m., I was the head coach at Mississippi State.
Yeah.
And I cared more about the Mississippi State stuff than I did the Florida stuff. So you think we're just preparing for games. We're really getting ready for our coaching opportunity.
Yeah.
And he goes, all of this is ridiculous and it's stupid. None of it makes sense. And that's when he dropped the Oregon and Rutgers, a big game for you guys. I was like, no.
Of all the teams in the Big Ten we cannot play, Rutgers and Maryland near the top of my list of can we just cancel all those future conference games because nobody wants to play either of them. Thursday night football tonight. I've given the numbers a couple of times, but I'm with you in agreement. It is a elimination game for the two sides with a win tonight. So the game is Dallas is on the road in Detroit, and they've won 3 in a row. They're trending in the right direction. Mm-hmm. If they are to win tonight, the Cowboys have a 35% chance to make the playoffs. If they lose, an 8% chance to make the playoffs. The Lions, if they win, 57% chance to make it. If they lose, 23% chance to make it. Who do we like tonight? We going Cowboys?
I actually like the Cowboys in this one.
God, I feel like we're making a mistake.
Detroit's got to do something different on defense.
Are we going to laugh at ourselves tomorrow when the Lions win by 10?
It's possible.
I'm not going to bet on the game. I'm going to bet the over of the game just because I think there's going to be a lot of points
there
here.
There should be a lot of points. That's probably the safest bet.
You can't fool me. Fool me wrong, shame on you. What's the old Bush line? Like I
Fool
can't
me
do
once.
shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. Fool me,
yeah.
can't get fooled again.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get fooled again. I bet on the Lions for 2 weeks in a row, and they have made me feel like an idiot. I'm not doing it again tonight. My gut still tells me that they're going to win this game because it's the Lions and they're more trustworthy than the Cowboys.
Sure.
But I'm not gambling on it. Give me the over tonight. But I can't wait to watch it. Should be a lot of fun.
I think it's shame on you.
Shame on you.
And then if you get fooled again,
Shame on me. And then it's shame on
can't get fooled
can't
again.
get fooled again. Fool me. Can't get fooled again. All-time quote. Thanks so much for being a part of our Thursday, everybody. If you missed any of the show, go check the podcast, 1051thefan.com. Thanks for watching on YouTube. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet. I think we're north of 7,000 subscribers. Hey, let's get that thing to 8. What are we doing? Come on, people. Go subscribe. Great content there day in and day out. Tomorrow, again, Jamarcus Shepard, the new head coach at Oregon State, will join us bright and early at 6:30, and we'll bring some of that audio back for the later morning crowd, and it will be a Football Friday. And Shahan Jayaraja, potentially, maybe. We'll see. TBD. It'll be a heavy college football show and NFL show. It'll be a Football Friday. We will talk to you tomorrow at 6 a.m. The firm of Harrison Meringue is next. Listen to 105.1 FM The Fan.